What up, Squid Grow fam? As you guys come up, if you're part of the team, go ahead and request to speak. I'll get you up here. Apologies if there's some weird Twitter music going on in the background. I'm not sure if that's on or not, but we'll let this populate a minute. We'll get Shib and R-Dub in here shortly and get everybody up here.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, just gonna make you guys co-hosts so you can help me do this. Just bear with
All
me.
right.
Do that.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Let's fucking grow. I bought a brand new phone just for this.
That's right.
It appears to be working so far.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going all?
You got it? Okay. I can't hear you.
Hello?
Hey, Sam.
Hey,
Hey, buddy,
What's
how's it
up,
going?
Sam?
I guess we're just setting up all the speakers, so I'll give it a minute.
This is my first ever space I've hosted, man. I feel it's pretty cool. I like this. It's simple.
Yeah, it takes a minute after somebody's been brought up to actually come through. So they start speaking
Yeah,
immediately. It doesn't catch it.
right. Like mute you for like a couple seconds. I've noticed that too. It's an interesting time in the market. Hey, what a great choice of moments for us to schedule a space. It's like a FUD bath out there. So I call it. It's not a bloodbath. It's a FUD bath.
Yeah, yeah. I was on a roof half the day, man, and I completely missed that whole. So I'm a little salty at that, but it is what it is. The the New York Attorney General decides they want to continue, things, which is nothing new.
Hey, in the meantime, RW gets his stuff set up. Anybody else on the team for Squid Grow, go ahead and request to speak if you're at the mic. Would love to have you up here.
Yep.
we're having we're having some technical difficulty with Dub's AirPods. Hang on a second. Okay, Dub just requested again. All right, test it now.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. Why not?
Hello, hello.
Good to go.
All right, what's up, guys? How's everything going?
Oh, going good,
Things.
man. Going good.
All right, let me kind of get my
Guess a
computer
lot of
situated.
people are stuck on their screens today watching the Bitcoin chart.
Oh man, I'm not playing the market right now, but I've been listening to Dub all morning.
That's
Yep.
exactly.
My eyes are glued on there right now, and I was
Yeah.
like, and the thing that sucks about Twitter Spaces, the only thing is that you have to use a phone to be on it, and you cannot
Yep,
speak if you're on a desktop.
yep, yep. This is true. This is true.
Hey, Dane,
Hey,
this is
Dane, this is exactly why I closed out my long that I was in since 16,000.
Yeah, well done,
We're
man.
we're
I
coming
mean,
down, baby.
even if we don't come down, you'd probably be able to sleep better right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I should have pulled out at like 25, but oh well.
But
But you hear all the news about Ethereum?
Yeah, I saw as Stonks just said, I saw the Attorney General is doing some stuff against KuCoin and Ethereum outside of New York, which
Yes.
is kind of funny because like KuCoin's based in Seychelles, which is
Yep.
like an island off the east coast of Africa. It's like, okay, you don't have any power there, but
Yep.
I see what you're
Yep.
saying. It's like,
They're trying to FUD it.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
what's perfect?
one of the only exchanges that people in New York can use, even though they're not supposed to. So that's probably what the issue is. Um, yeah, you're not even supposed to be able to buy BNB or anything or XRP or Cardano in New York.
Yep.
Well, it's definitely having the effect, but like it pretty much as soon as that news came out, I shorted it and it dumped hard.
I missed the whole damn thing. So
Yeah, I think we
congrats.
might. Yeah, we might.
Papa would have done 100x the wrong way. Is what would have happened.
Well, I would have gone both ways.
Oh, that's smart, but you're shortchanging yourself one way though.
Yeah.
It's got to come back eventually.
Yeah, I mean that's how I look at it. But with 100x, you don't have much movement that you can tolerate.
Well, that's why I play it both ways. If I have equal positions or make one a little bit bigger, hell, I could ride that short all the way down and
Yeah,
just
you'd have to stagger them.
trim it, and then ride the long all the way back up. But I missed it, so now I'm
Yeah.
just going to sit here and talk to you guys instead.
I think we'll probably like have a bit of a bounce now, and then we'll have a lot further to go down anyway. So there'll be opportunity to get back in.
I took a bit of a gamble yesterday and shorted at, I don't know, about this time last night, and I just got lucky. I think just paid off really nicely. Rare win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Oh yeah,
crazy.
well done.
Oh, what?
I had a short on XRP open last night, and I closed it and I went long this morning. It was just a small long, and yeah, it's gone. It's wrecked.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. It'll be interesting to see how far we go down.
I'm telling you, man, we're going down to the 12 range eventually. It's coming.
Oh man!
And I'm gonna catch. I'm gonna catch that short. I'm gonna catch that long back up. I'm gonna ride that
Oh,
bad
yeah,
boy
I'm
to 100 grand plus.
definitely catching that.
Oh man.
All right, well, at least that Mount Gox thing isn't something we've got to worry about right now.
Yeah. They for those that don't know what Shib's talking about with Mount Gox, Mount Gox was a hack way back in the day when Shib was in Bitcoin before all of us.
Yeah,
And
they stole my bitcoins.
yeah. Well, anyway, they were funding, I think, 142,000 Bitcoin. It was supposed to be coming up this month, but they now delayed it to where the registration to apply for that, the deadline is April 6th, but the actual payout deadline is not until September and October. So it's kind of delayed for eternity now in crypto, which is nice. We don't have to worry about that one at least.
Yeah, so everybody that was in Bitcoin sub $200, is essentially getting Bitcoins back at this price. So
Well, we've also got the Shanghai upgrade coming up too.
we do. But I don't think everybody that's kind of involved in that is kind of currently at a loss. So I don't see
Sure.
anybody. I don't see anybody dumping immediately. I actually see them holding until the price comes up a little further. But who knows? That could be one of the catalysts to drive the price down to my 12K mark.
Yeah, I was. Well, me and Dane were talking about it last night, and I think just playing into the fear of the unlock, ride the short. Well, obviously, short is the way to go right now, but ride the short up until then, and then flip long for those liquidations. The liquidation candles.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see if Bitcoin drops down to 12? Where do you guys see BNB drop into then?
Oh shit!
Oh man. Well, whatever. If we get down to those crazy levels, man, it's not going to be something that's sustained. You're talking about an extreme in the market.
Mhm.
And these types of extremes are typically wick basis things when you look at them on the weekly. So I would think that whatever it gets to, it's just going to touch. But BNB in particular, I would be looking south of 200, somewhere
Ooh,
between 150 to 200.
Yeah,
I agree.
definitely.
I
Yeah,
I'd
agree.
love to catch that. I would love to catch that.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I mean, what I look for every year is, I look for these discounts in this market, and that's where I do my heavy accumulation. Anybody that's has my Bitcoin wallet or following the little posts that I put out there, I've been heavily accumulating, during the pumps back up to 25, because it doesn't matter if I'm buying 25 or I'm buying 15. A year from now, it's not going to matter. The profit's going to offset anything that I'm going to sustain right now. So, it's always the long game for me. Um, but yeah, if the market comes down, I'll definitely be throwing large margin positions with relatively low leverage behind Ethereum, BNB, and Bitcoin myself. So you know, that's just looking forward to however this plays out. Unfortunately, Bitcoin comes down, the market comes down with it, but it's nothing that can't be weathered. I mean, it's just part of it, part of this experience. So I'm sure there will be some fear in the market, but anybody that's been around long enough knows how this usually tends to play out. So yeah,
We
it's
have a sorry. We have a question in the main chat, so I'm just keeping an eye. So, this question's tagged Shebard, Daban, Dane, all of you. So, if Bitcoin goes down to 12, how low do you guys think Squid Grow will go, and how can you touch on the effects of Squid Grow for those who got in at high market caps?
okay. Well, I can't really attest to how low we will go. Obviously, we're tethered to BNB. So if BNB goes back up to all-time high 600, we're going to easily double market cap. But if it goes down, we're attached to it as well, so we go down with it. And then you factor in any fear in the market that people might be pulling profit or exiting completely. It's hard to say, but you got Shibtoshi in your corner, and this is my project, so I wouldn't be too concerned about it.
Exactly. I was just gonna.
There
I'm
you
just
go.
gonna to that guy as well.
Obviously,
Nothing to worry about.
I was defending 10 million for a long time, but it doesn't make sense to try to defend the market dipping down. Sell pressure is one thing, but with the whole market coming down, that can't really be defended. You know what I mean? So,
I would also add, I would add that I would think that the 12K talk that we're speaking on, in my mind, you're going to need a serious, almost
Black Swan.
another black
Black
swan
Swan.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with that said, I don't think it comes this month.
Oh
Maybe
no,
not even next.
no.
We're talking a pretty. This could be a long year, a sideways,
Yeah.
boring year, most
Yeah.
likely for crypto. It's just the way things are.
Yeah.
Typically, it's from a cyclical nature, and that amount of time, I think it's pretty safe to say that we'll be multi-chain by then,
Oh, for
and
sure.
have a lot more stability with our floor. So I'm not too worried about Squid Grow capitulation. In fact, I'm actually really comfortable holding a Squid Grow personally because I look at things that have certain altcoins, without naming names, that have become or certain DeFi projects that have become altcoins rather, and I'm watching them right now just getting torn down with Bitcoin much more brutally than we are. And that's one of the nice things about being in DeFi is we're not completely isolated because, as Shibtoshi said, we are paired with BNB, but we also are kind of away from it in a way that we can kind of separate ourselves from some of that pain, and that's my hopes at least. But yeah, I'm comfortable holding Squid Grow, especially with the staking that we have. It's like, why try to swing trade something? It's really hard to gauge, and as I said, these types of extreme moves, should they come, are not long lived. They're very quick. So
Definitely. It's always just a wick down anyway. But like, I mean, yeah, Shib thinks we're going in 12. My personal opinion is that the bottom's in. I think that we could get back down to the lows, but I think to actually take us lower than there and to 12, it would take like something pretty significant, like a black swan, which is possible, definitely. But yeah, that's my opinion anyway.
I mean, just to put it into uh, per- perspective, we just recently, well, Bitcoin just recently dropped $2,000, and that's a substantial drop for Bitcoin. But that was $150 million dump on Bitcoin, drove us down. So a lot of money has to be dumped to get Bitcoin down. So like Dane said, it does have to be a black swan event. I've been thinking the Mount Gox drop is going to be playing into that, and then plus with some panic and possibly the validators from the Shanghai, starting to pull down Ethereum. I think it could pull us down, but that's just the range. I've got buy targets set up on Bitcoin for longs from 16 all the way down to 9. And obviously, if I hit my 12K target, I'll be liquidated on my 16, 15, 14, 13 targets. But that's fine because in the long game, if I catch 12 or any point in between or below, a year from now, it's not going to matter.
interesting. Yeah, I'll give my 2 cents real quick, and if anyone else wants to jump in too after and do so, feel free. I think that the miners in Bitcoin play a big role in its price, and we already saw a huge amount of miner capitulation this last previous macro low. And I'm with RW that I think that the bottom is most likely in. Yeah, but the worst case scenario for me that I'm eyeing is a double bottom off that same range, or a wick down to like 18, 19, somewhere in there in the short term, and then we bounce back up and go sideways for a while. That's what I'm looking at. But when it comes to black swans, it is possible. But my definition of a black swan is probably heavier than most people's. I'm talking like some shit with the U.S. and Russia and China actually going to where they're boots on the ground from those countries. I'm talking, Ethereum being labeled a security by an entire country like the U.S., things like that, or Binance, something crazy there. That's the type of thing that I would have to see in my mind to get us down there, but you never know. And Shib is an OG in the game, so take his opinion. It's one that I definitely value when I hear him say that.
I personally think over the next 5 days we could see 19.3 on Bitcoin, and I think over the next month we'll probably be bouncing back up to 19.4. That's my personal opinion, but I definitely think we're going to come down into the 19s. Obviously we're very close right now, but I think 19.3. I think we'll drop another $1,000, and I'll reassess as we go from there. And I could be completely off on my targets. That's just being hopeful because I barely missed the bottom last time around. I did get in at 16 and change. I wrote it up to, I think I pulled out at 23, something like that. I closed it out. Yeah, 23, 24. I missed the top, so I shortchanged myself a couple $100,000. But I mean, wishful thinking. What a lot of people don't realize is the most amount of money that you're going to make in crypto is in this market right now. You don't realize it in this moment, but as I said, if you're in it for the long game, you'll realize it later. And and it's just kind of how it is every year. I look forward to this market every year. That's where I do my heavy accumulation at. And I take out a lot of large positions, and it allows me to hold other crypto positions and not worry about it because I catch the big blue chips and I play with those and I pull profit from those. So some of the other projects such as Shib, I don't have to touch that, because I'm making money hand over foot on other things.
Yeah, well said, man. Well, guys, I think we've kind of touched on Bitcoin and what's happened there. It's a tough day in the market, but if you've been in crypto long enough, you just sort of ride the wave. And this is just another day in the office for us. So Squid Grow, nothing's changed, and I think it'd be a good time now to just kind of dive into, a general agenda for what we wanted to do today. I wanted to actually hear more from some of our mod, just to come up one by one and introduce themselves today, give a little bit of backstory into how they got into crypto and how they got to Squid Grow, and what's going on with their world. You guys have heard Satoshi, RW, and myself, Crypto Blast, speak quite a bit. So I think it'd be cool to hear their perspectives if they want to talk a little bit. And then additionally, I think Satoshi probably has a couple updates from him and RW being stateside together, and perhaps for Squid Grow. And then definitely want to take some questions from our community, and not just questions, but if anyone wants to come up with any comments, concerns, feedback, anything you want to say, I want to give you guys a chance to come up here today and do that also. So that's kind of just where we're at, just hanging out with you guys, riding this wave, and wanted to kind of do a throwback AMA hangout session today with Squid Grow fam, like we used to do last year back in the summer when we first launched. I think it's safe to say that we can draw a crowd with just our community here, and it's pretty fun every time. So let's start off. Who wants to start? Shib? We think we should take the lead, or do you want to pass the mic to?
Yeah, I'm gonna pass the mic. Let's see. I'm gonna pull William up. I want to hear from William.
Hey, what's up, Shay? What's up, fam?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Sean, just
yeah. Go
ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, kind of give everybody, a backstory on you, and your background, how you stumbled across Squid, and just let everybody get to know you just a little more.
All right, sounds good. So, William Wallace, I've been in crypto for about 3 years now. I just thought that I would see what crypto is all about. So I was kind of late in the game, and then so me and my buddy, a very good friend of mine who I've known for since we were 14, we were just doing like blue chips with, obviously, like we didn't, we were doing a little bit of blue chips, and then we just stumbled upon DeFi. We first started with EGC, and that's when we first bought in, but we bought in towards the top, and so we lost a ton of money there, right? And then we came across another project that I was in. That's when I became a mod. Luckily, it's a good friend of mine, Raymond, he saw me from just the community because I was just being William Wallace, I guess, and then he asked me if I wanted to mod, so I said, yeah, sure. And then that's where I met Sam, and so I've been working with Sam since then. And then another project came up, and then I got picked to be a mod there as well, and that was pretty fun. We built that community. And then let's see. From there, I also met Decentralized Block, and he was with Versa, and then he asked me to be part of the team where because I really enjoy building communities. I don't know what it is, but it was just fun, talking to everybody, going out on Twitter shows and stuff like that. And so I really enjoy that. And then Raymond actually mentioned there's this project, Squid Grow, and then I was out in Arizona. Then I found Squid Grow, and then I hit up Shibtoshi, and then we just started to talk, and then he asked me to be part of the mod team, and I was just like, of course, for sure, So that's where I'm at today.
That's awesome, man. You've been a monster of a mod. I think yourself and the other guys here on stage, and the ones that can't be with us, man, you guys are one of the elite communities as far as the way you run. I don't see FUD in there more than a second at a time when it pops in. You guys keep things very fair. If someone gets muted or banned or something like that, I've seen you guys make it right. You educate people before you just ban them. It's everything you would want in the mod community, and it's largely due to you, William. So yeah, we appreciate you, man. Seriously, you guys are the de facto face of the community When Shib and RW and I and others are busy, a lot of the times you guys are there day in and day out in that chat for like crazy hours, man. So kudos to you guys, seriously, and it's awesome to hear, man. 3 years in crypto, you know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that shit feels like 10 years these days. So,
oh my God, you're right. Yeah, there's just days where I'm just like, oh my God, I just want to throw my phone, you know. But the community is just pretty awesome. Like, we're all in it together, you know. We all believe in Shibtoshi and the team, and so that's really what makes it easy, you know, going into TG from the crack of dawn till like I fall asleep like around 11:30 at night here, you know. So.
Hell yeah. Well, good to hear from you, man. So we got a couple others up on stage. Harry, Maida, Sam, Papa, who wants to go next?
Everybody else first. I mean, I think basically everybody in here's heard me quite a few times. So
I'll go. Well, I'm Sam. I guess some of you know me from a few previous projects in the BSC side. And my journey in crypto started in 2017. I bought some Ethereum and I bought some Bitcoin back then. Not a lot, just to get into it. And then I made some profits after I cashed it out, and I just quit crypto back then I wasn't really a big believer in crypto. It was, the hype that got me in, and then I took some profits, and that was it. But I was quite a lot into stock trading. So 2020, the whole market crash, I made some good money out of that one. And then I started again crypto, because crypto was also, Bitcoin went down to 4,000 and started going all the way up to, ended up at 69,000. So I tried to get in the crypto space back then and started with blue chips. I was mostly only trading on the Cardano blockchain. So all the projects coming up on there, they had this big phase coming up where they were transitioning from, I don't remember, their names are quite hard to remember of their phases, but I was mostly on Cardano side. But then I switched to BSC when my first investment on the BSC side was SafeMoon. I lost a lot of money on that because I think I got the top. But that was how I started on the DeFi side of crypto. And since then, I just was exploring, projects and pre-sales and stuff like that coming up. And I ended up in a project called Hedge Finance. And I met a lot of wonderful people there. And that was one of my first proper modding job in the crypto space. And from there on, I just got approached by a few other projects and joined them as well. I'll not really name them. I still have good, relations with them, but they don't really matter to be, named right now. So that's how I started. And then I know, I didn't know Shibtoshi was the biggest Shiba Inu whale, but I knew him from some other projects before. So I kind of knew him, but didn't know who he actually was. And then, we kind of spoke time to time. And then he asked me to, be a mod in this project. And back then, actually, I still kind of, feel so miserable about it that he messaged me on day one to get involved with Squid Grow, but I was vacationing with my family in Canada back then, and I was like, all right, let me get back to London and I'll have a look at it. And by the time I got back and bought in, the market cap was already so high. I was like, damn, I missed it. But anyway, I got in, and then of course with people like all the mods and people I already knew, William, Harry, Meta, Alan, and then I met all these new awesome people, Papa, Slayham. Sorry if I forget someone, but the entire mod team right now. It's just been an amazing ride and an amazing journey, and I just cannot stress how joyful this community is. Like I'm not much of a trader anymore, so I don't really do futures. So I'm just an investor. I invest in projects I believe, and I just hold them for long term. So I don't even really look at the charts. all I look at is TG, and every time I come into the TG, all I see is positive vibes, and it is just so nice to see. So yeah, man, really, really happy to be part of a project like this, and all of you guys are awesome. All the community is awesome, and it's just a very, very wonderful journey that we are all on together, and we're looking forward to what's coming for all of us.
Well said, man. We're happy to have you here, and that's quite the story. Yeah, everybody's got a resume in crypto with past projects where you learn from. It's everybody has that, and I think that's what shapes you and makes you to the person you are now. So we're happy that you found SquidGrow, man, and met Toshi and joined our team. You've been smashing it as well, alongside William and our team and the other mods who I'm looking forward to hearing from today if they can talk. Awesome, man. Hey, by the way, are you in Canada now or in London, like you said?
No, I'm in London. So I've been living in the UK for the last 9 years, but I'm moving back to my family in Texas this year. So in a couple of months, I'll be moving to America for good.
Awesome.
Yeehaw!
SquidGrow meetup, Sam.
Yes,
dude.
sir. I've been waiting all this time.
Let's go. Come, you gotta holler at me when you get down here to Texas, man. That's where
Yeah,
home
for sure.
is as well.
For sure. For sure.
Hey, thanks for sharing, man. Nada, Harry, one of you guys want to pop up?
Yeah, I can pop up for sure. Thanks for having me on, guys. Totally humbled to be on a Twitter space with you guys.
Meta, are you listening?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, Harry.
He's probably at work. He probably can't talk.
Harry just came on, pop up. I'm not sure you can hear him. If you want to pop out and pop back in, I'll get you right back up.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say shout out to my boy Punisher. I see him on here. Thanks for supporting, man. Love you, brother.
Yeah, go ahead, Harry. The floor is
nice
yours,
one.
man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I was just saying, totally humbled to be here, like with you titans of the crypto industry. Like from a personal perspective, I guess like my crypto journey started in 19, and it was just in blue chips, really. Bitcoin, Ethereum, standards, the way that everybody enters crypto. And my first real DeFi project was EGC, and it sort of came about, and like in the weeks prior to EGC launching, I was having these thoughts like there must be more to crypto than just trading these blue chips. And I started doing some research, and on the morning of EGC going live, I found it, and I didn't know what pink sale was because they had a pink sale pre-sale. I didn't know anything. Anyway, it went live, and I missed the pre-sale, but I bought a decent sized bag like really early on, and I just watched it moon, absolutely moon, and it was like one of the best feelings of my life. And I did not take anywhere near enough profit, and I'm still holding a bag now. And
Harry, had you jumped in on pink sale, max bag on EGC at the top, it'd be worth $30 million.
Oh man, I know. Oh, I was so gutted. I learned really, really quickly after that what pink sale was. And I'm still holding a bag. I'm still holding a decent bag now. But I took my profits. I got my initials back, and I got some profit out of it. But that was a huge lesson that I learned. I just kind of expected it to keep going up, and keep going up. And I didn't really know much about
don't we all?
Yeah. And it was, as I say, it was a massive lesson, and I've learned from it from then. And from there, I got involved in the EGC community in the early days, and I was just in their Telegram like constantly. And you know what, work took a back step, like my actual day job, because everything, like the whole DeFi space, I just got it. I just understood it like immediately. I don't know why. It was just something that spoke to me on a very deep level. It was something that I knew as soon as I found it that it was something that I wanted to be like totally involved in. So from EGC and that whole that whole sort of era in crypto, I just started doing research quite heavily into projects that were up and coming. And I found a couple of projects, and that's where I met Sam and William and a few others. It was in their telegrams quite often, quite a lot. And funnily enough, our mutual friend Raymond picked me out and asked me to be a mod. And I went from mod to head mod over at that project. And before I knew it, I was starting to get a reputation for being someone that actually knew what they were talking about. And I did a lot of research, and I sat down in front of a computer for hours at a time learning the intricacies of DeFi. And from there, I've really built up quite an in-depth knowledge of DeFi and how to go about trading in DeFi and be successful at it. I think I got into Squid Grow thanks to Sam. Actually, he posted in one of our Telegram chats that this was a huge up and coming project, and it was a no-brainer. I just threw money in straight away, and that was down at sort of like somewhere near the 1 million market cap or something like that. And it was shortly after that, I got in contact with Shitoshi, and got asked to mod there, and it was it was like the start of something beautiful, because I've never been involved in such a project as Squid Grow, and I'm as I say, I'm totally humbled to be part of it as I am, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to seeing just how big this can go. And from a community perspective, we're doing so well, and the community is just absolute perfection. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's active, and to everyone that's bullish on our project and constantly shilling on Twitter, because without everyone else's efforts, we probably wouldn't be where we are today. So yeah, that's my journey, and thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thanks, Harry. It's awesome to hear your story. Hey, so thanks for sharing.
It is indeed. I've been wanting to hear from you guys for a minute now, so I'm happy to finally get the chance. It's awesome because we hear our stories a lot, but get to hear you guys, man. It's pretty cool, and you guys are the pillars of this community. So kudos for all you do, and we're happy that you found us, man. All right, so made a narrative. I see you unmuted. You want to hop up?
Hey, everybody! Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Right on. So, I go by Meta Narrative, and I've been in crypto for a couple of years now. And I think the first real big token I got into was ADA, and then I started hearing about kind of more decentralized stuff, and I found Evergrow. And I was in that for a bit, and then I got involved with a project that Sam and Harry and William and Alan were all in, and ended up becoming a mod in that project. And just learned from various people, learned from those guys, and on how to run a Discord, how Telegram works, and just grew in my understanding and knowledge of crypto investing and trading and wallets and markets and all of that. And then I worked with Harry, Williams, Sam, all of them in a couple projects doing mod work. And I was in a project and I heard about Squid Grow through my buddy Alan, and he kind of well, I heard about Squid Grow early on, but I was tying it to the Squid Game token that it didn't do so well, and so but Alan was in it, and he was just telling me that it was really going to be going places, and after a couple long nights where I just kept getting super excited about Squid Grow and where it's going to go, I finally I sold my position in the other project I was in, and I went all in on Squid Grow, and that was probably in July, I think, and then during that this past year, I had been doing stuff with different people. Got involved with a kind of a crypto education / experimentation group called DeFi Physics Lab, and started getting involved with them. Got involved with the Crypto Dorks, and then ended up kind of getting asked to join Squid Grow on their mod team for Discord, and then adminning for Telegram. So yeah, I'm super stoked about where Squid Grow's going. I don't think there's any project that comes even close to the potential that Squid Grow has, and it's the best admin mod team I've ever been a part of, and I've been a part of several, and just the way that we do things and the way that we work together, and the wealth of knowledge that everybody has. I mean, it's really, really incredible. The wealth of knowledge that people have on the Squid Grow team about building communities, about cultivating communities, about trading, about investing. The community is in really, really great hands. So I'm stoked about the future, and thanks to Shibtoshi for giving me a shot. And yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Always been happy to have you, my friend.
Yes, I second that. You guys, again, man, you guys are killers, and we're very blessed to have you guys as our mod team with the hours that you guys put in, man. It's incredible, and I think other communities look at ours and hope and strive to do what we do when it comes to that Telegram, that Discord, and the shilling power that we all have collectively, led by you guys and Parker. It's pretty epic, and kudos to all you guys, man. It's so cool to hear from you all. And those birds were trying to rug you, man, I have to say. You still got some birds behind you, Meta.
Yeah, I know. It's my front yard. They're freaking chirping all over the place.
He's out in the Amazon jungle out there. So I think that leaves two that we got up on stage. We got Slam, if you want to pop up or not. Papa. Say the Papa for last, maybe. Slam, you want to come on up?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yo,
Slay.
the legend.
Hey,
I'm a real boy, Daddy.
I'm a real boy. So yeah, I guess my story starts off back in 2013 when my son was born. I was at home for some time with him. Heard about Dogecoin, so I figured out that was the first cryptocurrency that I invested in back then. Learned a lot. Ended up losing a majority of it because I kept it on some shady exchange. I didn't know any better. And I don't remember how much it was, but it would have been worth a lot today. So just kind of stuck with blue chips after that. And then found out about this one project. The owner, he challenged me to make a bot, and I'd never made one before. So I figured out how to do that. Just send the basically send a hello world message to a Telegram group. I figured that out in 20 minutes, and then it's just kind of been history from there.
Very incredible at what you do, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
there's
Major asset to us.
The Slay bot is just it's next level, hey. And you know, I've had some other projects kind of reach out when they've had some trouble with getting botted themselves, and you know, I always like go to Slay, but I always tell him, you know, don't give out the VIP bot, like that's your baby, and like it's just the best thing I've ever seen.
yeah, it stems from, you know, like you may realize that, or you may see that there's a lot of security things involved with VIP, and that's built from experiences that I've had where I've been screwed by, you know, a fake Rose sends a contract address to the Telegram group when they're launching something, and then you buy into it, and then it's a honeypot. So those sort of things, you know, group security is at the forefront of a lot of what I do. You know, there's some fun things that I put in there as well, but I really want to make sure our community stays as safe as possible. You know, and then, you know, not only through the bot, but also through educating community members on how to stay safe on Telegram and in, you know, DeFi. So, you know, it's kind of at the forefront of my mind when I'm doing these things with the bot. But yeah, I first heard about Squid Grow from someone that I knew on Telegram. It was going to be my last hoorah in DeFi because I was about fed up with all the junk that was out there. So I threw some money into it and then looked into it afterwards. Not really an advisable thing to do, but I figured, hey, this is my last shot, so I might as well go for it. And then basically looked into it more. It's like, okay, this is a real thing. Exited some of my positions in some other projects, and then went all in Squid Grow, and then just started building things, and then joined the mod team, and here we are today.
Yeah, I've got to say, one of the most like mind-blowing things that I saw from you, Slay, was and I've got to add as well, Slay was actually the one that put together most of our international communities in the beginning, which you know, I've got to thank you for that as well. But one of the craziest things that I saw was that Slay, he created these international communities, but he also created a bot and another Telegram group where, you know, Shib and myself and Slay and a few others are in this Telegram group. And so, for example, if someone in the Arabic community, you know, is typing in the Arabic community in Arabic, basically it translates and sends to this group that Shib and I are in English, and we can respond in English, and it translates it back into the Arabic community. And that was just like crazy. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. So I got to thank you for that, Slay.
Yeah, that was definitely a game changer for sure.
It's just I want it to be easy for everyone to communicate with each other. And you know, sometimes the translator sends some goofy stuff. It doesn't really handle slang very well. So sometimes the messages are kind of funny. But generally you can get the idea of what the person's trying to say. But yeah, that was all about, hey, let's make it easy for everybody to communicate with everybody else. But yeah, I was happy that, I think that was one of the first things that I set up, and then just built the other stuff after that.
It was, and we look forward to what you've got coming in the future, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm currently working on something. I'm kind of excited about it. It's turning out well, but you know, fine tuning it and thinking of new things, and then I should probably add that in. That sounds kind of cool. I think that would be beneficial. But yeah,
Is that our little project we have going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about that as well.
Slam, how did you learn this stuff? So out of curiosity, because like for instance, there's not really like any tutorials on Telegram. So like I'm assuming you have a somewhat of a coding background. How long were you doing that for? And How did you really teach yourself? Was it all self taught on Telegram, or did you like find some like deep dark web stuff where you can kind of like source from? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so I just basically ask the internet questions and then dig until I find the answer that I'm looking for. Um, my real job involves program or software development. So I'm doing that for about 7 or 8 years, I think. Telegram bots, I think it's been 4 years since I first started. But yeah, it's just Googling, hey, how do I do this? And then just picking through all the forum posts and answers, Stack Overflow and whatever other website until I find something that can lead me down the path to the answer that I'm looking for. So yeah, it's just like I've said before, just smashing keys until something starts working pretty much.
That's pretty incredible, man. It's coding is not an easy thing. People go to school for it all the time, and then that's the end of it. The real genius comes from exactly what you've done, where you trial and error things and sort of pioneer creating things, and it's really cool for me to know that we have a creator of basically an innovator on Telegram as a leader in our community that's created this awesome bot that like does all the things you say. That's actually amazing, and yeah, I can attest to Slam's skills as well. I've been on Telegram for forever now, and I've actually reached out to him as well for some issues from another community or two, and he was able to close them down real fast. He's the man, and we're happy to have him here. I think we would be facing a lot more issues within our Telegram community had we not had Slam. So kudos to you, man. You've absolutely smashed that role. I don't think you get enough credit for it, but yeah, man, it's been huge, and it continues to be that way for us. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm just honored to be part of the team. This team that we have here, it's not like anything I've ever seen. I know the other guys say that as well, but it's true. We do have a great group. We have great leaders. Everybody in the community is in great hands with the whole team, and so yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Cheers, man. Hey, before you come up here, Papa, real quickly, I'd like to ask the community. Let's get a little shilling going here before we get Papa up. So we got about 32 likes on this space right now on Twitter, about 27 comments and 24 retweets. Let's see if we can double that real quick. So if you're listening right now, go ahead and give our space on Squid Grow's main page. Give it a like, maybe a retweet if you can, even a comment. Take a couple seconds to do that. And then we'll give the floor to Big Papa here.
Let's grow, y'all. Come on. Get those retweets out there. Get them likes up.
There we go. I see him going up. I saw 20 in like 10 seconds there, just like updated instantly. That's awesome. There we go. That's a double. Nice. From 34 to 69 in seconds. That's what I'm talking about, man. So it's such a huge
man. You turned out on.
Yeah. Get this numbers up here in this space. All right, Papa, take it away, man. Give us a little background as to Papa, how you got into the space, man. I know you spent a lot of time in voice chat on Telegram, but not so much on Twitter Space. So happy to have you up here, man, with a new phone, new mic. Tell us about the Papa, man.
It's crazy. I had to buy a whole new phone just for this, but luckily it's working. So let's see. I don't know. I've got a pretty long background. I was always in some kind of sales, one kind of sales or another. So I always dealt with people. And was always able to talk to people and network. I started off in stocks, so on Facebook, there was Facebook groups with stocks, and I was just sharing some plays in there, and option plays, and then got together with a group of people, and we started a Discord server, Stonks Discord server, and we're all calling option plays in there. I got into crypto, just like Bitcoin and Ethereum, in 2015. Just buying a little bit here and there. I wasn't really trading much. But while I'm calling these option plays and everything, I was calling them in a few servers, and somebody else was calling Binance futures plays. So I threw some money in there. Everybody's asking me why am I not doing this? So I threw some money in there, and I got wrecked on the first play, and I got mad, and I threw some more money in there, and I made a bunch of money, and then I lost it all in 24 hours. Just being dumb, using max leverage, playing 1 minute candles. I made a ton of money, and I lost it all in secret. After I told everybody I was going to quit, I lost it. So, as far as DeFi goes, my first actual DeFi play was SafeMoon. And the only reason I didn't catch more is because I completely refused to join Telegram. I even considered just Telegram links that I saw on Facebook or in Discord as a scam. I just did not want to click it. So a friend of mine launched a project, and the community was in Telegram, so he got me to join. But I didn't actually join the community. I just stayed behind the scenes in the whale chat, and kind of went from there. And I started networking. I met a lot of people, a lot of influential people in the space, and after that, another friend of mine launched a project called Ferrari. It was just a Degen play, and again, I was just going to stay behind the scenes. And he ended up passing away a couple days later, and I wanted to, I didn't want the project to die since it was the last thing he did, so I jumped in, and I'm getting calls and everything else, just kind of pulling favors from people I knew, and trying to keep it alive. Unfortunately, all I could do was just throw money into the chart. I didn't have control of contract or anything like that. So I just basically lost a bunch of money. And, it's just kind of sitting there right now until I ever relaunch it. So during that time, though, a bunch of other friends got scammed in a project, in a private sale. And, they asked me to help. So I was able to track down and dox the person that stole the funds, and get a little bit, recover a little bit of that, and was a founder. It was supposed to be 35 founders in this project. It was an anti-scam project, and unfortunately, community just it never came. Nobody ever helped. It ended up dying. But during that time, somebody actually sent me Squid Grow, asking, because they thought that somebody else was claiming Shibtoshi's wallet, and it was somebody that I knew. So, I knew for a fact that wasn't true. And, I came to the chat, and, I realized, no, that's not his wallet, but I think you were just mistaken. And I ended up buying in. That was day one, hours after launch.
Didn't you come into the community to try to tear it up?
I was going to.
You're doing your due diligence. Yeah, you did not. But
I
somebody brought
didn't.
you. Somebody
Right? Yeah,
brought you in to
somebody brought me
discredit. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
to find out, if it was a scam. Well, because they sent me the wallet, and I'm like, no, I know for a fact that's not that guy's wallet. And yeah, so when I got to the chat and everything, I realized what was going on. So, I'm like, no, that's not his wallet. You're mistaken, but it is somebody that's in there. So, yeah. So I stayed after that. They actually gave me a tag right after that. um, and yeah, actually, the person that they thought whose wallet it was had me out looking, trying to track another scammer that was going to launch something. So I was actually about busy wrecking that one instead of getting into Squid Grow right at launch. So I was a little mad about that. He had me out there, and in the meantime, Squid Grow's launching, and he said, "Well, I called it in my channel." I was like, I pay attention to call channels. But either way, I got in at 300K. Obviously, yeah, we had a lot of hype at the beginning. It was pretty crazy. But, as the community grew, I just got so stuck that, I wasn't going anywhere. This was, it grew into an awesome community, and then as we added the mods, added, Sam and Harry and William, slay him, freaking beast. I've never seen anybody do the things he does on Telegram. I've never seen some of this stuff done. So it's amazing. But this whole community is just it is unreal how strong this community has been built. That first week, I think me and you, Shibtoshi, we were in VC a lot. Yeah, it was basically just me and you talking. Nobody else likes to get up and talk on VC. But just from being in VC with you, I was able to be one of the first people staked in the original staking pools. Um, it's
I bet you love that.
oh, I did. Yes, when it started off at 368% APY, I definitely loved that. So I'm dying for this for the new Ethereum staking. I'm definitely going to be one of the first in there as well. But yeah, as the community grows, it is amazing to see some of the talent that comes in. And the work being done behind the scenes, by you guys, you and R-Dub and Dane, the blockchain brothers, although, we're not a part with them anymore, but they definitely were a very crucial part in putting us where we are today. So, I definitely appreciate everything they did. Oh yeah, shout out to Michael. Sorry, I forgot. I told you I was going to shout you out. So there you go, buddy. But yeah, we're just going to continue to grow together, man, and just ride this out and take this to the top. And a lot of that has to do with the community playing their parts and doing their part. Everybody needs to be out shilling. Even if it's just a like and a retweet, that's all you got to do. It does play a huge part, whether you think it or not. But yeah, so that's about my story for the most part.
Thanks, Popper. Appreciate you coming up. It's always good to hear from Popper. I know that everyone loves your VCs, and yeah, it's always good I can listen to your voice for a long time.
Yes.
That's what happens after smoking for 30 years, man.
There you go. All right, Dane. Well, what's the plan?
Yeah, so it's awesome to hear from all our mods and admins. I know some of them couldn't be here today. I want to give a chance real quickly to anybody else kind of in our Squid Squad that's a big pillar in the community. Go ahead and feel free to come up and introduce yourself as well. And if not, we'll maybe hear from you guys at the end here and take some questions or some comments and feedback from everybody in general as they want to come up. So in the meantime, yeah, I guess I'll pass the mic over to Shib and RW. I think now would probably be a good time to dive into Squid Grow as far as what's going on. How what's everybody kind of knows what we have coming, but yeah, anything you guys want to touch on, I think it's probably a good point to do so. Right?
Okay, there's not much to update on, but I will briefly touch on the Surtech thing. So obviously we're still in Surtech. The original audit is coming to an end. I just provided the DEX registry contracts and the DEX files for audit. I'm waiting on payment details to get that done. So that should be relatively quick. Anybody that is familiar with Surtech knows that even at the pace we're going, it's still a pretty quick pace with Surtech. Normally, they've been known to take 30 days to 6 months to do audits. So they're definitely moving along at a very fast pace for us, which I'm very happy about. Obviously, I've got RW out here from Australia in the States. Won't really get into details about what we have going on, but I'll tell you, it's been Squid Grow nonstop since he's been out here. We've had numerous meetings, some running very late into the early mornings, as I'm sure most would expect. And after the space today, we have 2 different things that we're going to start undertaking as well, 2 different meetings that we have going on. So, this wasn't a pleasure trip, although, I haven't been able to really show them around too much. It's been pretty much just business. But, today we plan on trying to knock out the 2 last meetings that we have going on, and then RW can kind of enjoy some of the sites that my area has to offer. Outside of that, let's see, what can we touch on? I'm bringing RW on for some support right now.
Hey, Dane, I guess now would be a good time to ask a question about did RW get to experience the real American experience yet?
To which do you refer?
Oh yeah, no, Papa and I were joking yesterday because we somehow got on the topic of guns because
not yet, not yet. We well, I won't touch too much on it, but yeah, we've not gotten around to that yet. Like I said, it's been Squid Grow, but we have a full day today, and we have something else we are trying to fit in, but we've got some time if we can't get it in today. And then we will make him a full blown honorary American and throw some lead, but we haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm sure we'll probably do some kind of, little video clip or something of RW at the range trying to. Well, not trying to. Well, not trying to, but
I want to see him try to match your video when we first launched.
well, shit, I'll have to do a new video because that video was pretty. I think out of the 15, I hit 10 times or something like that, so I missed 5. So really wasn't that spectacular at fucking 40 yards. But yeah, definitely we'll take some video clips on that. We'll be meeting up with the Punisher at some point and the Huntsman as well, and we'll jump into that. But let's not get off too much off topic right now on that. So RW, chime in for me.
Yeah, look, I think, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, look, I think you covered it pretty well. as the community knows, like the main thing at the moment that we're waiting on, obviously, is Certec. And then once we have that completed, obviously, it's not as straightforward as just having the contract audited, but there are a number of contracts that we're having audited. So that, when it actually is completed, I think that we'll probably have more Certic audits than probably any project I've ever seen, to be honest. It'll be everything that you can think of, which is really good for the project as a whole. But yeah, overall, that's kind of the last major piece of the puzzle that we're really waiting on at this time before we can kind of, kick off the things that we've all been waiting for some time now. And I know that I've said it before, and this is the reason that we don't give deadlines, we don't give dates. And I just want to remind everyone and say it again that I really appreciate everyone's patience. As I've said before as well, it's been a real kind of learning curve for me as well. And I know it has been for Shib as well, because both of us are not devs. We have to not just employ, but we have to try and find the best devs first, the most trustworthy devs. And then, through that process, you learn that, development, crypto, nothing seems to go always as planned, which is the main reason that we don't give dates really. But, as Shib said, and I must agree, I've been in a number of projects before that have gone through the CERTIC audit process, and at times, I swear in the past, these things can take months and months. How quickly they came back with some of our initial stuff was definitely the fastest I've ever seen. So they're working with us very closely. We actually had a phone call again with them this morning, and things are moving really nicely. So I look forward, as much as the rest of you, to all of it being done. We all want to see that ETH launch as soon as possible. But I think at the end of the day, it's really just going to happen when it's meant to happen, and things are going to roll out the way that they're meant to.
And I want to add, outside of the obvious of doing yet another audit, going through Certec in particularly. Certec is one of the partners that CoinMarketCap has, and with this Certec audit, we get a Certec API, and what that can help us achieve is verified circulating supply, and that leads to ranking on CoinMarketCap. So that was kind of one of the major reasons why I decided to go with Certec. Certec's obviously the gold standard. I do believe that there are some very comparable auditing companies that are out there, but Certec is the standard. They do have a partnership with CMC, so our ambition currently is to get our circulating supply verified, blue check, and then move to ranking on CoinMarketCap, and that will help with the overall goals that we have, especially going to ETH. So we plan on getting ETH added to our CoinMarketCap page, and then, as I said, verifying and ranking both. So that's just going to be one other thing that we're going to have going for us. Obviously, there is no promises. Things are outside of my control, but that is currently where we're at, and that was one of the main reasons why I chose to do a fourth audit, I believe, on our main contract. You can never be too cautious with audits, because some auditing companies, they have different methods of doing security checks, and it's just good to just have it overly checked. As I've said before, I like my audits to have audits, and there's been no surprises on this audit. I'm extremely happy with the way Certec is tracking along and the reports that we have seen so far. So our staking contract is pretty massive. It was bigger than our main contracts and our bridge contracts together. It's pretty complex. And my hope for this contract on staking is it's going to be our last staking contract that we ever have to put out. So no more migration of contracts. And just to touch on that, for those that have missed it, we are rolling out new contracts for staking with the ETH launch, along with rolling out SGX, which is our DEX, and those are going to be integrated. Everybody that is currently in the staking contract on the BSC at the time of migration will be whitelisted to jump back into the contract, so there will be no tax going in, so you'll be good to go there. This does not apply to ETH. Obviously, ETH is a completely different chain. So if you're on BSC and you decide to swap to the ETH token, you will have to pay tax on that. But the APRs that we're going to be offering on that side are going to be pretty substantial. Dane, RW, I think, we could probably touch on the APRs if we really want to. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. I mean, in regards to the APR, it's important to point out that there's pros and cons of doing things different ways. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I think you can go ahead and touch on it, man. I think the community loves to hear updates, regardless of what it is.
Okay, so obviously we're going to have variable APRs, in our staking contracts, and as people join, the APR goes down. As people, leave, they go back up. So I think as people start to pull out of the BSC contract, obviously the APR will start to go. But my plan to debut our Ethereum contract staking is going to be 100 APR, and it's probably going to be 300 APR on LP staking. Now, obviously, these will be scaled down. This is just to give the initial incentive to everybody to move over. Obviously, we're giving bonuses. If you participate in the ILO, it's a 5% dollar value bonus on your tokens. And if you just trade in your BSC tokens for ETH, it's a 3% bonus as well. And then on the contracts that we're debuting over there, it's going to be 100% APR. So obviously, those rates, because, I buy the tokens on the chart and I provide them into the contract, they're not sustainable long term. So I'm not going to give a time frame of how long the APRs will stay that high, but at some point we will start scaling them down. It's not going to be a super aggressive scale down. Going to be very similar to what we've done with BSC in that regard. But, I'm sure the initial 30 days, everybody's going to be loving the APRs over there and soaking up some good rewards. Touching on the new contracts, as I've discussed in the main Telegram VC, we do have a 2% in tax into the contracts. Those tokens that are accumulated go back into the staking contract to help with sustainability. There will be a 2% exit tax that we are adding to the staking contracts as well. That will also go back into the staking contract. And the whales and I have decided that we are going to be implementing a harvest tax as well, as I've touched on in the Telegram chat. That will start at 6%, 6% tax for your harvesting of rewards. And again, that goes back into the staking contract to help with sustainability. The way we are set up currently, there's a 2% in tax, no out tax, no tax on harvesting. So, you come into the staking contract, you pay a small fee, you soak up your rewards. But as people start exiting the staking contract, it doesn't really benefit the rest of the holders that are in the contract, directly. I have to supplement that with, tokens that we purchase on the chart. So this is, to try to help with sustainability. Obviously, Binance says, sustainability is around 8 to 10%, I believe. So eventually my goal is to get us down to those levels. We will do it at a gradual pace. I don't want to be shocking anybody, for example, go from 100 to 10, APR type of thing. So it will be a gradual scale down. But again, this is to help with overall sustainability. Currently our APR is at 20% APR, and in my personal opinion, that's pretty amazing to find APRs that high that do not have a vesting or locking period. So there will be no locks, as always. I'm against that. I think that our community members should be able to pull their tokens out whenever they choose to do so. But we will be implementing those taxes that I spoke on for the overall benefit of the community. And so with that said, I'm very excited for ETH. We've got some things lined up that I think are going to help, and we've got all of us have our own circles of friends and support. So I'm definitely looking forward to it to, jump off without a hitch. So something very exciting, if I'm being quite honest, we had plans to try to debut the ILO January 1st, but unfortunately, the dev team that we originally contracted to do the decks just could not deliver for us in time. And as a result of that, after going back and forth and numerous issues, those that are listening that have been involved in the DEX testings, I appreciate everything that you've done for the project and the community. But with that said, I ended up firing those devs and hiring a new team. So our DEX is done. We have been rigorously testing it in the background with hand-picked community members giving valuable feedback. And, so we've kind of fine-tuned everything. The only little change that we had to make was just font on some projects with longer names. The name was not in like all one line together. It kind of just like bled into a bottom line, so there was 2 lines of the name. For example, Squid Grow, the W was right underneath the top part of the word. So we had to, make the font just a little smaller, but that's the type of issues that we were dealing with. So it was nothing major or substantial. And as I said, I've just sent the code base off to Certec this morning after the phone call that we had with them, and the registry contract that goes hand in hand with the DEX as well. So that's kind of what we've got on that topic for now. Dane, RW, you have anything to add?
I think you nailed that. I think RW just requested. Let me get him back up here. Might have kicked him out. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I think we had a couple questions regarding marketing.
Hey Dane, sorry, just quickly. Sorry,
Sure.
I just ran out of battery. I had to quickly run and get it back on. But did you want to quickly explain to the community there, as we touched on Certic and how that links in with CMC and verification of circulating supply and the ranking. Do you want to explain to the community what that actually is and what that means?
Yeah, so Certic is like I said before with people that are listening to me last night in Telegram. Certic is very different than most auditing companies. So it'll actually do a logistical audit. So it'll look at your project and try to break it down. It'll try to mess up your swap. It'll try to mess up your staking platform as if they were a hacker. And that's very different than a standard audit that you get maybe on something like a generic scanner, like on Dex Tools or like on Telegram, where they're just looking at the contract and giving you base black and white feedback. So it's a very in-depth process. And once the initial audit screening is done, it's brought back to our team, and we'll basically go back and forth with Certic to perfect everything and remove all security flaws. So first and foremost with Certic, we're doing it so that we have maximal security for our investors. It's not just for show. It's not a marketing stint. That is the reason we're doing it. But when it comes to CoinMarketCap, it's actually very important as well, because they are one of CoinMarketCap's partners, which means when you do get that Certic, it will also be displayed on CMC's page as a Certic audited project. And that badge will actually display on our homepage, our landing page for CMC. So that's nice. But it's an integral process, really, to have an audit from one of CMC partners to get that ranking, that verification of your circulating supply on CoinMarketCap. And that's not an easy thing to do. You have to have, all things transparent with CoinMarketCap to get that ranking. It's a very in-depth process where they track everything through internal APIs on their end. And this will eventually allow you to be a ranked and featured top 250 project, should you get there in market cap. So it's not something that is taken lightly on their end, and it's something that we're working towards, and Certic is an integral part of that. So when it comes to Certic, we're not concerned about maybe like it moving us in the short term. It is purely for security and also a big stepping stone to get that ranking on CMC.
I think, I've kind of touched on that in chat without actually giving the reasons. But, as I said, we do have perfectly fine audits already, but Certic is being done strategically. So, everything's being done for a reason. It's not like, we had to have 5 audits. Yes, it's great to have them, but being done strategically for these reasons is the reason that we're getting started.
Agreed. Thanks for that, Dane and Popper. So sorry, you can continue now, Dane. I didn't know if you were going to community questions.
I know that we've had some questions about marketing. Before I touch on that, Shib, if you want to say anything about that, and kind of what in your eyes our game plan is with that.
Yeah, as always, guys, we really don't, go into too much detail, but as we posted in the announcement, we have separated from Blockchain Brothers after a very long, mutually beneficial partnership with them. There was several opportunities that, I stumbled across, and as a result of that, I brought on a CMO from a very big meme token to run marketing for us. He has asked us not to publicly name him or the project, so we will respect that. But very heavy hitting project, very heavy hitting in connections, and at the direction of him, as you saw, we were able to start doubling our Twitter following as a result of some campaigns, and that's just a very small, easy thing to do. We're continuously in chats with him, and other entities that can help with marketing, that we are putting pieces into place to help with our marketing aspects for the ETH and the bridge and the overall growth of the community. So I'm very excited on that. I can't really get too much into detail because, everything is so iffy in this space. I'm just because we have a verbal with somebody to, run some marketing with us, things could change. And I don't want to be put in a position to where I have to publicly eat my words. I've not had to taste that yet, and I never plan to. But for those reasons, that's about as far as I'm going to touch on that. And Dane is welcome to kind of take over at this point.
And so this new person as well, obviously, will run in conjunction with Dane. Obviously, as you know, Dane is the CMO of SquidGrow. And, when we move towards the ETH transition, obviously Dane has been doing a lot of planning for some months now because, as Shib said earlier, originally we had aimed to launch on the 1st. So there was a lot of plans already in place. Pretty much just waiting for the trigger to be pulled on those things. So now we've got this other person in the background as well. Dane's kind of got a partner that he can kind of work with there as well. And we think that combination will be, probably the best possibility that SquidGrow will have to really come out of the blocks running hard. So Dane, if you want to take over there and kind of touch on what you've got, what your thoughts are.
Sure. So I have a lot to say on all this stuff, of course, because this is my favorite thing, but I'll keep it short. So one of the most important parts about a project and it being able to grow successfully is to have the project evolve. Myself being one of the founding members of Blockchain Brothers, we worked with Shibtoshi and Ardub when I met them back in July for a lot of that time. I'd say probably 75% of that time we were working hand in hand, and we exhausted pretty much every connection that we could as a company and gave that to Squid Grow and did as much as we could. However, Blockchain Brothers was a small company. There's no hiding that. We typically worked with projects in their first legs, starting up, getting them on initial exchanges, getting them on CoinMarketCap, getting them off the ground with different call-out groups and PR outlets, etc., and creating momentum. But with a project like Squid Grow, it's going to soar to different heights than what we're used to. So one of the key components to continue to have this project grow the way I want it to, the way it should grow, is to bring on new people to the team as Shibtoshi's done. And one of the things I have to say is watching in the background over the course of the last couple months, it's been insane the type of people that Shibtoshi has been attracting. We're talking about OGs, top influencers in this space are just in the DMs and Telegram channels, one after another. And so when you get a project on this level, you don't really need a marketing firm. DeFi and crypto is not black and white like a stock company. When it comes to making power moves and getting to that next level, it's about who you know, not necessarily who your partner is. So what we've been really doing in the background is adding talent one by one, whether you see it or not. And that's been a really cool thing to witness. So with that said, Blockchain Brothers is going to continue to work with a lot of startup projects in this space. And they're also going to continue to take on a lot of other partners. So I actually thought as well that it makes sense for us to go our separate ways, because I don't want our investors getting commingled between other things that a Blockchain Brothers is doing, when they should be focusing on Squid Grow. So it's a necessary step. But with that said, I'm very happy that Shibtoshi and RDub have chosen to keep me on as a CMO. I will continue to represent Squid Grow on both the front and back end as best as I can, and I'm very happy to stay on board and watch this thing grow. As I've mentioned before, I'm pretty much like 90% all in on Squid Grow. This is simply not an option as far as failure for me. This project will succeed. I will see it through to the billions and continue to see it through into the next bear market even. So as long as Shib and RDub still want to have me. But yeah, it's been an honor to kind of spearhead the marketing thus far. I know people probably are a bit impatient with it right now, but one thing you have to understand with marketing is that timing is really everything. And that's kind of the theme of our next chapter, I would say, is that we are going to go into this ETH ILO with a lot of things planned in the background that we've just been waiting to do. The same is true for SGX, our NFT marketplace launch with Mike Miller and his collection, and everything else that we do. Those things are easy to market. Right now, putting out PR, for example, on things that people already are aware of doesn't necessarily do much, and neither is the market ripe for certain moves like that. But rest assured, when we do come out with our utilities, there will be a lot of insane marketing that comes with it. You guys saw what Shib did back when we started, coming out with like 10 exchanges in 3 months, billboards all over the place, influencers galore, call channels, you name it. We will definitely be going down that path again before you know it. I'm excited for that path, but I also understand that you can't just start spending money and throwing it at the wind for no reason when there's not a reason to do so. So kind of right now, we are in that building phase as we've touched on, and all these things are happening in the background that you can't see, but they are happening. And the connections on a marketing front that we're gaining day after day continue to amaze me. And I think this is the right step. And as Shibtoshi said, there is someone really, really big that we just brought on in the background, and he won't be the last. And I welcome all of them, all the talent that's coming to our team. That's one of the cool things about Squid Grow, is it kind of stays true to the name. It Squid grows, right? It grows, and that's part of any successful project. Is you don't get stuck in your ways. You roll with the punches, and you evolve as a team, and you add people and you add talent to that team. Some will go, some will stay. Maybe not everyone will be here for the entire ride, but everybody that's been here thus far has contributed awesome, and more people will come in and do the same. So yeah, it's going to be a fun ride. Marketing is such a broad term. I'll close with this. It's everybody here is contributing to marketing right now. You guys that go into the chat with Parker day after day and hammer out all the Twitter chills and raids. You guys just being in a Telegram chat, even if you don't comment, are part of marketing. Everybody in the Discord, even though it's a bit smaller, you're part of marketing. It's a broad definition that really should not be done by a single person. I'm kind of just a voice that kind of decides and helps make decisions with marketing, but I'm not the end all be all. Marketing is a massive term that encompasses a lot. So it's often the first thing to get blamed for failures, and then also the first thing to get blamed for success. However, it's a broad term, and success is done by the connections that you make and the momentum that you build. And Shitoshi knows a thing or two about momentum. He's got some of the best connections in the space, and that continues to grow every day. So it's just a matter of time before that hits that big momentum stride again, and it's going to be fun when we get there. But right now, we're just riding the wave when it comes to marketing. We'll do things like this. We'll pop into spaces where we can. We'll get the word out. We'll continue to add to our team and chill and raid and build the community. And those that are in here early before things get crazy, when things do get crazy, I think you'll be very happy that you made that choice. That's it for me, man.
Thanks, Dane. Appreciate it, man. So now, did we want to go to some community questions?
Yeah. Let's do community questions.
Yeah, I think perfect time. We got someone, Sheesh Toshi. Can we get him up here?
Yeah.
I like that name. Sheesh Toshi, what's up, man?
Hey, so less of a question and more of a comment. I actually mentioned this to Satoshi a couple of days ago in a forum on Telegram. As a fractal trader, like I've even put down Fibonacci at this point. I'm using like Nikola Tesla vortex math to do weird stuff. I look for a specific thing, like an impulse wave, and like your chart, among other things, like the fundamental catalysts that you guys are describing are just helping reaffirm what I see in the technical analysis. I think as you start to like continue to do your marketing, you're really going to appeal to people in the psychology range of people like me. And that I think that's just going to graduate, because I feel like I'm more of a skeptical person when it comes to assets. Like I get projects thrown in front of my face all the time, but it takes a lot of what I would call some special sauce to really like get my attention. And like I'm not a very new member to this community, but you guys have my attention.
Hey, thank you, man, and I love your analysis that you give, man.
Yeah,
It's part of it. Appreciate it.
TA is certainly a part of it, and we are aware of that too. As people who lead the project, you won't often hear us talking about price or our chart, but it's certainly something that we keep a watchful eye on, and we understand support levels and momentum, and Fibonacci levels and all those things. And as we grow as a project, and get more data on our charts, that TA will definitely start to play a much bigger factor, especially as we get onto some larger exchanges where we kind of come along for the ride with the macro a bit more. So,
Hey, Dane, you're kind of getting robot-y.
oh, was it underwater?
Yeah, you're underwater.
I think my phone got tired because I ranted too long. I'm just gonna mute it for now.
Okay.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you, Toshi. We appreciate it. It's always good to hear, different people's opinions, of why they came to Squid Grow as well, and, what motivates them to actually stick around.
Well, it's great for my research too, because, like I've always seen these impulse waves. I would wonder, like, what makes them take shape? And just seeing how you guys behave and build this asset, it's kind of like price is just an indicator of like the fundamental like honor that someone treats their asset with. And I think that's kind of prevalent to me here.
I agree with you 100%. All right. With that, did we have? I can't actually see because my phone ran out of battery, so I can't see who's got their hand up. But do we have some other people that had some questions or comments they wanted to make? Feel free to pop up and pop your hand up.
Okay, I've got two right now. Squid Alien was first, so I will bring him up currently.
Hey, do I still sound like a robot?
Yeah, you still sound like a robot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep my mic muted in. I'm not gonna kill the space, so I'll let you guys handle it.
All right, so Squid Alien.
Hey guys, sorry I missed the mod interview earlier, but just wanted to pop in and say hi. Glad that I'm part of the mod team. This has been an awesome ride, and it's been great meeting everybody. And Can't wait till we all make it to the moon.
Amen to that. Thank you
Hey,
for popping
Alan.
up, buddy.
And
What's up, man?
sometimes he does seem like an alien sometimes, but he is definitely a great addition and a great part to the team. So it's great to have you on here, man.
And I'm a jokester. I love having fun and love going to the community. You know, just joking around with everybody, talking shit about Rock Solid's Mets team, even though they suck. You know, it's been fun.
Thanks, man. We appreciate you.
Actually, are there any other mods that want to come up? April or I think Shadow was in here. I know we're not going to talk Penis Parker into talking, so.
I was looking forward to hearing from Parker today.
You know, so was I.
Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath.
I don't know. She's not going to talk yet.
Okay.
Oh, stop.
All right. I've got Sam's requesting again, so I'll accept him. But also I've got Elon Goat that wants to pop up and either ask a question or make a comment. So you're approved, Elon Goat. Go ahead. I think he's just connecting at the moment. Sam, did you want to say something again, or were you just?
No, Twitter just for some reason keeps deactivating my mic, so I just requested it.
Yeah, I can actually see that Elon Goat is having some trouble. He's still connecting. So we'll see if that comes through. While that's happening, guys, this is your opportunity. You've kind of got everyone all in the same room at one time, which is a pretty rare thing for Squid Grow. So if you did have any questions for any of us, for myself or Shib or Dane or any of the team or mods, please pop up. Don't feel intimidated. It's a friendly space. I've got someone else. Elon Goat again and Dog Grow. Dog Grow, I've accepted you, and Elon Goat as well. So
and we are limited to how many people we can have as speakers, so we have to.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem, actually. Just give me 1 second.
Now you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Shiva, how are you, mate?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well.
I didn't talk to you for a long time.
Yeah, how you been?
Yeah, living the dream, mate. And yourself?
I hear that. Yeah, I'm doing well, man. Just about to make my second cup of coffee. Kind of a little sluggish today. We had a late night yesterday.
I don't know if you know it, but I'm Australian like your mate. So
that's right.
I'm half Australian. I've been living here for like 17 years, but it's one of the nicest places in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, just good to listen to you, mate. And just want to say, it's amazing to see how we're getting, through stuff.
Yeah.
And
it's slow and steady, my friend.
Yeah, there's no
We've seen the big fast pumps, and we generally know how that goes. We're trading laterally right now, and building that liquidity for our next run up, and definitely going to allow us to be a little more sustainable than we were the last time around.
One thing I learned myself is that's why I got this picture up there with the diamond hands, because you want me to tell you a story about myself?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I just started with crypto, the same as you, but with SHIB. I didn't know anything about crypto back then, and I used to watch the chart.
How early did you get in?
I was late.
Oh, you were late. Okay.
You know why? Because
I
tell you why. It's a true story. I didn't know even what Trust Wallet was back then, 3 years ago.
Oh shoot. Okay.
That's how early I am.
Wow.
Well, I was late, so it doesn't matter. But that's how you learn. So I was watching the chart in my bedroom, watching Nick Kyrgios playing tennis back 3 years ago, and I'm looking at the charts and I'm going, "How the hell I'm buying this?" And it wasn't in any exchange, idle new exchanges, and I'm looking at myself and goes, freaking out. This thing is going to skyrocket, and I just learned the hard way, and I just went to YouTube, and then I was that late. I should be one of you, I should be a whale now, but it doesn't matter. I'll be a whale with the Squid Grow one day.
That's right. Yeah, I jumped into Shib about 5 hours after it went live.
Yeah.
So,
but it's life experience. You got to fall down
Yeah.
before you ride, So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Nah.
I've had my fair share of missteps as well in the space.
It's just money. It doesn't matter. When you print paper, I call it
Yeah.
paper. It's toilet paper for me, so it's all good, mate.
Yeah.
And I got a good question for you. I don't know if anybody asked you before. Regard burn wallet. I know you always said you're going to go to the king, and I believe you 1,000,000%. But in the future, we're going to have burn wallets in the BSC side and the Ethereum side.
Burn wallets?
Yes.
I don't plan on burning, no.
All right.
Not in any time in the near future, no.
So if you don't mind,
no, I don't believe burning tokens really helps the project in any significant way long term. And obviously we didn't do any kind of burns when we launched. We're not really obviously set up to do burns now, but we had that discussion before we launched. Talking about burning 50% of supply, so on and so forth.
Yep.
But we didn't go down that road. I'm not one of the believers in burn. I respect all the projects that do burning. My friends at Evergrow, they believe in burn, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, and it's a great project. But here at Evergrow, we just don't. Excuse me. Here at Squid Grow,
exactly.
sorry, we just don't believe in. We don't believe in burning. So no, I don't think it's something that you'll see from us. Unless there's something very beneficial to the project that comes along. Only at that point we would start doing some type of burns. But there's no plans for it at any point in time in the future.
No, that's fair enough, mate. Not a problem. And yeah, that's all of my questions. Hopefully, Squid Joe is going all right. We didn't sign for a while. Hopefully, he's all right. I know he had some problem with his phone.
Yeah, I actually just talked to him the other day. I hadn't heard from him for a while, but he gets busy and stuff. He hasn't really been putting out any content lately. But I just wanted to check on him, make sure all is well, and he's doing well.
Awesome, mate. Good to talk to you. Hopefully, I'm going to follow for you on Twitter. I'm waiting.
That's right. All right.
I'm waiting.
I actually just followed you back.
Thank you, mate. I love everything you do, and everything else. You guys are legends, We'll see. A couple of years from now, we're going to be in a different story.
100%.
Exactly.
And it's crazy. I was talking to R-Dub when I was busting out my OG phone, my shit.
He's a legend,
just telling him like how crazy it is to think. Obviously I was doing pretty well in the early days of crypto, but obviously one investment in particular really just made me feel better about everything else.
That's what I love about you, mate. What you do, those beautiful sentences you put there. People don't understand one thing. I'm in my 40s, and you can't buy life experience. It's priceless.
Yeah.
You got to fall down. Yeah. You got to fail. You got to lose money. You got to be in shit projects, because I lost a lot of money too. So that's how you learn.
100%.
1,000,000%, mate. That's why I love listening to everything you say. People don't understand that we're that early, and we're so lucky to have one like you, because to run a company, you need to have a good leader, and you're the one.
Thank you, my friend.
That's okay, mate. And I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart, and that's it. I let everybody go, and a lot of people can talk, and don't be shy.
Thank you for coming up, buddy.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, man. We love hearing from you, and it's always good to hear from another Aussie. All right. So I've also approved Bryant, but I think next was Elon Goat. If you wanted to unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. How you guys
going? Good, man.
Doing good. So I was just wondering, me and some community members were wondering in the chat earlier, are you guys working on updating the website? And in the chat, it was confused because some people thought we were asking for timelines on like SGX and other things, but we just wanted to know if you guys were gonna put like a tab that says, upcoming utilities that have already been announced, because that helps like new investors read up on the project and other things like that.
So I'll answer that one. So look, we're constantly actually updating the website. There actually has been a lot of kind of small changes recently, and although they might not be noticeable, if you have a detailed eye, you can definitely see them. I will say that at this time, we're not looking to like rebrand the website or anything like that, but we are definitely open to suggestions. And, that suggestion of you putting up some information around upcoming utilities and stuff like that, I think it is a good idea. The only thing that we really need to be careful with around that is, we don't want to we definitely do want to put out information about what we have planned, but we don't want to mislead people into thinking that this thing, is coming next week, or, SGX is dropping next week or something like that. You know what I mean? If you could actually shoot us a DM of exactly what you were hoping to see, that would help us to kind of talk to the team that, manages the changes on the website for us as well, and we can kind of make decisions around that and get some things happening.
Yeah, I got you with a DM. So like on like a simple basis, pretty much would just be an explanation of what SGX is, and
Yeah.
like some of the benefits of it, and yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it. And then I know you guys like on the crypto magazine, you guys put like coming soon, or you guys could put like under promise over deliver, but it doesn't have to be like a specific timeline, because in the community we understand that we gotta wait.
For sure. Yeah. Look, I do. Yeah. Like I said, we welcome ideas from everyone. And, Shib and I are unbelievably busy with like a million things all of the time. So it's actually really good to hear feedback like that, because, there are definitely, minor details that are overlooked when you have a million things going on all the time. So I actually appreciate that. And Shib and I will have a chat about that after the space as well.
All right, sounds good. Do you want me to DM you on Telegram or on Twitter, or?
Yeah, Telegram would be better.
All right, sounds good. All right, I'll hit you guys up. Appreciate you.
Cheers, man.
Hey, thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
Hey, so we have a question from SquidGrow April, the Squid Lady. This is for Satoshi. She wants to know what R-Dub looks like. Obviously not Brad Pitt, because that's you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that, but R-Dub is a very handsome gentleman, and I'll leave it at that. He's definitely come here real quick, Dub. He's definitely probably 5 inches taller than I am. He's a real tall motherfucker.
All right. Well, I told her I would ask, so there we go. There you go, April.
All right, let's see. We've got Jacob. Okay, Jacob, I'm going to bring you up.
Yeah, while Jacob's connecting, Brian, I approved you before as well.
Oh, okay, Jacob. Sorry about that. Hang on 1 second. Let's let Brian talk.
Yeah, cool.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a really good week.
Yeah, man. How are you, Brian?
I'm chilling over here. I feel like I might be coming down with something, but it's all part of life. I just had a quick 2 questions I wanted to run by y'all, since everybody's here. I had a quick question on the NFTs, the Series 1 and Series 2.
This is Bryant.
Yeah.
Like you said, Brian. Oh, what's up, Bryant?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, let's hear it.
Just quick question on the NFTs. When did you guys have like a spot on when you were gonna launch at least the series one, the Squid Boys?
Yeah, so in all honesty, our NFT marketplace is still being developed now. Realistically, I think what we were told. Well, actually, we won't do that. Relatively soon. I'm told it will. I mean, it's going to be several weeks, but we are getting close on the NFT marketplace being done. And it's essentially, the market's very poor right now for NFTs, in my personal opinion. And even if the marketplace was completed right now, I would not guarantee that I would launch the NFTs because the market is so poor. But with that said, our first series will debut our NFT marketplace when we decide to launch it, and it will be that first series that you spoke of. There's 1,000 NFTs in that collection. There is zero utility to them. They are essentially just PFPs, and I have publicly said they will be priced at $25 per NFT. There will be wallet limitations for purchase of those, just to try to allow everybody the ability to yeah, mint one at least of those. So, and then after that has concluded, we will start debuting the Mike Miller collection, which do have utility in that, and I am most excited about that. And hopefully some community members will start minting some of our ultra rares and come up on some mutant apes and some doodles and some kennel clubs and come up on some nice NFTs. Unfortunately, there's not a way that I can keep our NFT and the blue chip NFT together attached, so they're separate. So unfortunately, if somebody mints one of those NFTs, they can separate them if they choose to do so. But with that in mind, there will be incentive for staking ultra rare NFT on SGX and in our staking contracts for an even higher boosted amount if you decide to keep those together. If you separate them, then it's just essentially one of our NFTs, but I say that to say this, if you're lucky enough to mint one of the ultra rares, you can split them up and sell, your mutant ape if you choose to do so. They're not stuck together. There was not a way to solidify that.
That's a very interesting concept that you have with being able to keep the NFTs integrated together, or basically at least keep it locked to the SquidGrow NFT with a higher incentive on SGX. I really like that.
Yeah, there's not a way that I can only give an incentive. I couldn't lock them together, but I can add an incentive for staking both of them. But I can't because it's another project. Obviously, there was not a way we could figure out to actually lock them together. So.
I mean, it is also, I feel, my personal opinion, it is kind of nice to give the ability of the person who mints the NFT to be able to choose what to do with their assets. I think that is like kind of nice.
No, I mean, I agree with that.
Also on the series one, have you guys talked about what the funds that are raised from that series one are going to be allocated for?
Yeah. What's the dollar amount on that?
Total will be 25K.
Yeah, 25,000. I'm sure I will roll that into the project. Probably I'll roll it into, help supplement something that, we're building or something. I'll probably realistically go into the devs fund. Obviously we're employing a lot of devs currently, but there will, unlike SGX, that will not go into the chart. I will roll that into probably paying the cost of the devs to put that together, to help further develop something we've got going on in the background.
Awesome, that sounds like a great plan. And then I do have one last question.
Yeah.
I did notice on the liquidity pools that we do have SquidGrow at the moment right now, and I also noticed at the bottom there's a back to the top function, and I'm wondering if that's a hint for future partnerships to be able to have liquidity pools on our website.
No comment. No comment right now on that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me and answer my questions. And
Yep.
I hope everyone has a great rest of the day and rest of the weekend.
Hey, Brian. Thank you, buddy. Take
No
it easy,
problem. Have a
bud.
good one, everybody.
Hey, so I've got a question from one of our whales. He can't talk right now. He wants to know: will the copy trading feature on SGX be live with the rollout, or will that be that be later on?
It's hard to say at this stage, so we'll have to reassess that question when the time gets a little closer.
And I think, with things like this, like if you look at any other major kind of sex or anything, people usually debut a launch and then they usually debut like major features like staged kind of after that for like mainly for marketing reasons, really, so that people can kind of get excited about a launch and then they can get excited about a feature and then people can start using that feature and kind of roll that into the next one. That doesn't mean that that's exactly how we have it planned, but that's kind of how those things normally roll out.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I can tell you guys right now, Bybit didn't have their copy feature or copy trade feature enabled, 2 years ago. So
Yeah, that's exactly right. And obviously, with any copy trading, it's not just that anyone will be able to go in and become a copy trader. You actually have to prove that you are able to sustain a certain amount of profits over a period of time, so that you can become a copy trader. Because otherwise, it can put other investors at risk who are, not as exposed to future tradings. If they just jump into any copy trader that doesn't have experience and then they just lose their money, it's not going to look good on us. So we kind of need to vet that process a bit. I know that with Bybit, because I have actually been a copy trader myself in the past, even their vetting process, it's not that rigorous. Like you only have to show 7 days of trading history, and as long as you have really good profits over a 7 day period, they'll basically approve you to be a copy trader. But I think, for safety reasons, because people can have a good week and then they can have like a really bad 6 months after that, but we will make sure that there is a rigorous process so that we can get the best traders up there as copy traders so that people can make the best profits, really.
perfect answer, man. Perfect.
All right. There was someone else, Jacob. It was Jacob, wasn't it?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How are you, Jacob?
Yeah, good, thank you. First time talking. I'm across the ditch from you in New Zealand.
You are very close, actually. Well, not at this moment, but usually.
Fair enough. No, look, I just had a quick question. Look, I'm basically a crypto noob, as people would say. I got into crypto probably a couple of years ago. I used to be heavily in stocks, but and I was one of those people who were like, crypto's a scam and all this, and then follow a couple of years and all my mates were making like 20 grand, 50 grand profits in crypto. And so I jumped on board, and obviously right in the middle of the end of the bull market. And I got taken out by all these projects as you learn from them. And I mean, now I can happily say I'm all in on SquidGrow. This is like the place to be, and I'm happy to be here. I was going to have a question about the ETH, the change over to ETH side. Look, I know nothing about Ethereum, and I most likely will stay on the BSC side just purely based on
what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with it, exactly. So I was wondering, I probably could answer my own question, but I'm guessing the incentives to say on the BSC side is probably the higher APR when everyone kind of jumps over. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah. So we're thank you. I was getting feedback from RW's mic. Yeah, so we're not giving incentives to investors to stay on the BSC side. The incentive would be, as you said, if people start to remove themselves from the staking contracts on BSC to migrate to the Ethereum side, because we are a variable APR, the APRs will go up as a result of that. Anybody that was around when we debuted these current staking contracts know that our APR started at about 3,000% APR. So the first couple people that jumped into that, got some really nice rewards for that. And then as more and more came in, the APR kind of dropped down. But it's the same thing on the reverse. As people remove, it starts going up. So you are correct in saying that that would be the incentive.
That's awesome. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. Look, I'm happy to be here, all in on Squid Grow, not going anywhere.
Thank
I
you,
love what
man.
you guys are doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Jacob. Nice to hear from you.
Funny enough, Jacob, when you came up, you were right next to Seth on my screen. It's pretty fun. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, us Kiwis, yeah, we stick together. I'm looking. I told Sish I'm looking forward to our big party when we all make it.
Definitely.
All right. Yeah, you're all welcome. You're all welcome to our corner of the world when you want. Always got a place for you here, Sish and I.
Keep us updated.
Will do.
All right. Was there anyone else that's already up here as a speaker that hasn't asked a question, or did we have anyone else in the community that was kind of itching to get up? Hey, Dane, are you still robot?
Test, probably.
You're
No,
good.
actually, you're good.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're good.
wow. I thought I was from the Pringles can still. That's good to know.
The phone
Yeah,
cooled down.
it's been awesome hearing from all you guys, man. This community, again, like I said before, continues to impress me, and I think that we could continue to attract a lot of new talent, both on and off the team, as in team members in the background and investors that are throwing money into Squid Grow because they see something special. I think we're a diamond in the rough, you can say. It's clear that much is clear, and we are in the rough right now. That's for sure. And you got to have a lot of ingredients to break through that mold, and I think we have them all.
Definitely. We've got Crypto Hunter is requesting, so I'm just going to approve him.
Yo,
When you've connected Crypto Hunter, you're welcome to go ahead.
you got my name wrong. Dub, no, bro. It's Crypto Hunter. You said Crypto Hunter.
Hustler. Sorry,
what's up,
man.
Dub? What's up, Shitoshi? Papa? What's up,
Hey,
guys?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
How y'all guys doing today,
How are
man?
you?
We're
Good.
doing well. How about
I'm doing
yourself?
well, man. Enjoying the little rain right now. Hey, Ship, I got a personal question for you, bro. It's a little bit off topic, but I kind of been wondering about this for, I don't know, maybe about like a couple weeks or so. What were you doing before Squid Grow? Like before you created Squid Grow, after you made your money in Shiba or whatever, like what were you doing before you started the project?
Just to clarify, I've not made any money on
Oh,
Shiba.
well, of course you
Just
haven't pulled
to
out, so
clarify.
yeah, right.
I mean, I was just living life, man. Traveling. Enjoying time with friends and family. It was it really was quite boring. In my later years, I've kind of pulled back from doing anything too crazy. I've got a family now and stuff, so it's really just evolved around, family and spending time with loved ones because, at the end of the day, life is short, so you got to spend time and make memories with those who matter to you. And that's kind of what my life has revolved around. I don't normally, well, I won't be getting into, what I did in my early years type of thing. But, since about 23, I've just kind of lived a, carefree, you know, uh, full of adventure type of lifestyle. While Dub was here, I was showing him, some of my memories I've made over the years and different things I've done. And, it's just, it's you obtain money and you can kind of, do whatever you want. But, at the end of the day, the money doesn't make you happy. Um, what I've found, it's, making memories with the loved ones that actually is what matters, it does at this stage in my life, I've kind of outgrew the party scene and the spontaneous trips, and that's all fun, in the early days, but you get to a point, or at least I got to a point to where it just didn't do it for me. And after you have some people in your life that are very close to you, pass away unexpectedly, you start reflecting and realizing that what actually matters is making memories, and having photos to go back and look at, type of thing. So it wasn't very eventful, leading up to SG, but at the time, um kind of, I'd say, I don't know, maybe a year prior, I kind of started pulling back from, you know, uh, spontaneous trips and traveling a little bit. And that was mostly so because, my friends around me, they've started to settle, they're in relationships, they've married, and I've kind of started losing my traveling buddies, you know what I mean? So it was kind of just me and, some of my friends still work, my best friend, the huntsman, he still has a job. So, and he's very committed to that job. So, he's unable to like spontaneously, just drop everything and move around. So, it was just kind of, revolving around family and, doing small little things. Obviously, I started flying a lot more. For those that don't know, I have my private license for helicopters. I obtained that a couple years ago. I do have a Robinson R44. I sized up from a Robinson R22, and that's kind of the gist of it. A lot of hunting, a lot of fishing. Yeah, that's kind of it. I actually live a simple life. I don't know what I mean. RW's sitting here now. Maybe he can speak on kind of how Shibtoshi's day to day is.
Shibtoshi's day to day is just constant squid grow. That's pretty much what it is. But what I can say, and I'm not going to go into personal details, obviously, but he has a beautiful family. They're very welcoming, and obviously, as you would expect, he does have a beautiful house, and he has those things that you know about, like the cars and the watches, and all the other stuff. But he hit the nail on the head. He did show me some memories from his past as well. And, to wrap it up in a nutshell, I would say, personally, looking at it from an outsider's perspective, he had a lot of fun, definitely. But, that lifestyle is probably not the most sustainable. So, yeah, I would say now he's kind of just chilling, and he's found that thing that he really loves and is passionate about, and he's putting everything he can into it.
Okay. So I pretty much got a understanding of what your life was kind of like. I was always kind of curious about that, being the fact that you worth so much money, and you could be doing a lot of things in life, and you decide to start Squid Grow. And I guess the answer that you just gave me, was saying, you spent a lot of time with loved ones and stuff, and you weren't able, to really, travel as much as you wanted to with them because, they had lifestyles and they worked and stuff like that. So I guess essentially you starting Squid Grow was, kind of giving them a way out, I assume, or trying to help their life to be better.
Yeah, as I've said, obviously, my immediate family, with the exception of, my sisters, they weren't really into crypto unless I sit there and I hold their hand and actually handle the investment for them. But, my circle of friends that I've been very close to for many years, Huntsman was the first one. I started trying to get him into Bitcoin, I think, around 2011, 2012, when Bitcoin was dirt cheap, and he, for whatever reason, didn't see the value. And I think the last time I was trying to twist his arm, I remember Bitcoin was around maybe $130, and he ultimately didn't get into it. But there came a point in time where my friends started seeing what crypto was doing for me, and although I grew up with some money and I've made some money on my own, I didn't have this crypto money that I have currently. Back then, I didn't have a big house on property. I didn't have these fancy cars. I had enough to not really want for anything. But, as the time progressed, I actually started becoming profitable on things like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcoin, Bitcoin Cash. Um, hang on one second. Sorry about that. Had some talking going on in the background. Everybody started seeing, how it was affecting my life, and, I definitely took an interest. So I started, teaching my friends how to get involved in it. And, in the beginning, I'd kind of guide them into, um, what projects to jump into. My buddy, the Punisher, he was on here earlier. I don't know if he's still on here now. I walked him through the process of purchasing his first crypto. I was really bullish on it. I got the Huntsman into it, and that was actually my very first rug I ever got into myself. So I had to make the difficult phone call to Punisher to tell him, your investment's worth nothing now. And after that, there was a couple other projects, try to get my friends into, and eventually they just kind of started feeling like they were more of a bother, and they started going out trying to research their own projects and jump into their own things that they had found. And 9 times out of 10, they were investing into scam projects. And this was just kind of a continuous pattern for my immediate circle of friends, and some of them swore off of crypto completely because of the amount of money that he lost actually on his first investment. And, it was really the Huntsman that started talking to me, about launching my own project. And, I brushed it off in the beginning. I'm an investor. I'm not a dev. I don't pretend to be a dev. I employ the devs that I, need to, build Squid Grow. But, over a period of time, my immediate circle of friends, started persuading me to launch the project. And to be honest, running a project takes a lot of time. It takes its tolls, in different aspects of your life. And at that time, I was not feeling that I was ready to, put so much time and invest it into a project of any sort. And as time progressed, I actually started playing around with the idea, and that was around the time I started taking some Solidity courses to learn how to code. And I tried to code my first contract, which it was an epic fail. I tested it on the test net, and it just did not function right. So I took the class again, tried to get a better understanding. Still couldn't figure it out. So I decided to start contracting a dev. He made my first contract in November of 21. Previously in the Telegram chat, I kind of screenshotted the original file and the date. It was November of 2021 that it was coded. And right after that was around the time I believe the Squid Game scam project dropped. And I decided to shelf the idea because I was already late to the game. And some time went by, and my friends started, talking to me about it again. And finally, I came to a point in time where I was very interested in it. And it was around this time I was in a side whale room off of another project where the whales could talk freely and not essentially FUD the project to the devs. And so we had this little side room, and that's when I met RDub. And, over a period of time, we started chatting and told him that I was playing around with the idea of launching a project. We started talking on the side, and his goals and views on the crypto space were the same as mine. And I don't remember who threw it out there first, but somebody started talking about let's do a project together. And I told him, I've got a couple contracts ready to go. This is what they are. This is the names. What do you think about it? And we decided to hit the ground running. Originally, we were going to do a contract with some of my ETH whale friends from that whale room, and on the basis to try to change the space and give people a safe investment. But through the planning phase, before any of the contracts had went live, it became very apparent that these people that had made money in the space alongside me, they weren't interested in community or investors. They were interested in making money for themselves. And the core team should be the last to make money in a project. And what these particular guys wanted to do was split up team allocations across 100 different wallets and use a bot to slow sell the chart. And that was said to me kind of flipped, in the background. This particular guy was talking to one of his friends about it, and I immediately had a phone call with Dub about it. And we were supposed to have a meeting that night, and I was telling Dub about it, and I said, look, I don't want to directly throw him under the bus, but if you ask some questions about why these numbers do not make sense, talking about the allocations, I will speak on it freely. And when he did that, blew the door off. And long story short, everybody left that chat, and we were kind of at a hold pattern for, I don't know, what do you think it was? A week, 2, 3, something like that? A couple weeks. And we decided we were just going to move forward without them. And I originally brought this other guy on to help, with the burden of the expense of running a project because he has money, and we were just kind of going to split the bill on doing it. But over this course of time where I was talking to RDub, I decided that I was just going to fully support it. And we decided to go live with Squid Grow. And, everything else is kind of in the past at this point. But yeah, get back to your original question. I started the project originally for my friends and family to give them a safe place to invest. And obviously, I didn't know my community at that point in time. But obviously, now I care about my community and I care about my friends and my family. And everybody's investment matters to me. And my goals and ambitions in this space and running a project is to give everybody the same opportunity that I had, throughout the years, getting into projects that were just by luck, and, able to actually make gains on this because, we get into crypto to obviously make profits, and I don't expect anybody to just hold their bag and diamond hand it and not pull profit. So I encourage profit pulling, but when we talk about pulling profit, I just ask people to do it respectfully and think about the smaller guys or the rest of the community.
So with that being
Sorry about the little
nah,
tangent.
it's cool. I appreciate all the information, man. You know what I'm saying? It just gives me more insight, on the reason why you started Squid Grow and everything. I've been here since day one, since you you dropped the project. So I've always, trusted in your process and believed in your vision and what you had going, even before I even knew who exactly you were. Not who you are, but a little bit about your background as far as being a Shiba whale or whatever. So with that being said, since you started this project, do you have like a lot of friends and family who have invested into it, or are they still kind of on the sidelines?
Yeah, no. So my immediate circle of friends are all invested. They started getting into it. None of my immediate friends got into it at launch. They started buying in, I believe, around 400K market cap, which I guess is day one, but nobody bought initially. Obviously, the early stages of a project, you can have the best of intentions and goals, but you don't know how the broader crypto circles are going to digest your project and react to it. So I kind of told everybody, to hold off and let's see if we can gain some traction on this. And then we started making our rounds on marketing, and I think it was, maybe, within the first day we got up to 400K market cap, and we came back down to, I believe, into the 90,000s range and came back up and just kind of ping pong. But everybody started kind of getting into it, around, I'd say 2 to 400K market cap, and nobody, went hard. Everybody just kind of invested a little bit. Obviously, they're up in profit at this point, but nobody invested, a crazy amount of money until later. Money started getting poured in at a much higher market cap.
It was a freak thing with the phases you're talking about, Chip. It was on my radar as early as about 600K.
There you go. Singles again.
Yeah, your robot again, Dane.
Hey, Dane, why don't you hop on from your Blast account, and I'll bring you up as a speaker. Can you do that?
No, because I have to post on Squid Grow, so it'll
Oh, true. Yeah, he's on.
You gotta have a special phone just for spaces, Dane, just like I did. Um,
It's making my phone tired. It's sleepy from my brain.
hey,
So real quick, Hustler, if you have anything else to add, feel
No,
free.
that was it, bro. I appreciate all the information, man, from you, Dub. Appreciate everything, bro. That's just the only question I just wanted to know. Just a little bit more insight on your
Yeah,
background, bro. Appreciate
yeah,
everything,
I
man.
appreciate that. All right, buddy, I'm gonna pull you down and bring up somebody else to speak.
hey, while you're doing that, I had a question from Rung. I don't know who is running the Squid Grow community page on CMC, but it looks like some of the text is missing. And obviously, as we're trying to ramp up some CMC things, maybe we should get some more posts and stuff on there. Get the tweets on there and stuff like that. That
Yeah, so this is actually something that we had a meeting about very recently. And so originally when the Squid Grow CMC community page came up, obviously it was not active. It was just something that kind of happened in amongst like a number of other big things that were happening at the time. So it wasn't something that we were focused on, but we actually had a meeting about it over the last week or so. And both Dane and the other person that we've brought on in the background are going to start managing that and get it a lot more active before, pretty much from now, moving forward to when we kick off ETH as well. So for whoever it is that asked the question, yeah, we are actually on that, and that's exactly what we've got planned. It's a great idea, and it's a really important thing.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that definitely answered his question. So that's perfect.
Great. Did you pull someone up, Shib?
Oh, not yet. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Okay, I'm gonna pull Shisha.
Sesh.
Yep, Sesh.
I was about to try and call him up anyways.
He should be up. I approved him. Let me see.
Can you speak, Sesh?
Yeah, give him a couple of seconds. He's up though.
What's up, boys? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man, we gotcha. How are you, Sesh?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Hold on. I'm just trying to find. Hold on. Yo, what's up? I was just trying to find a quiet space to talk. How's everyone going? That's right.
Good, man. Good.
Yeah, I won't be long. Most of you guys kind of already know who I am. For those that don't, I'm Sesh. I'm also from New Zealand. I'm just at the gym, that's why I'm a bit out of breath. But I first got it, heard about crypto 2017. Bitcoin was like $3,000. Me and my friend were gonna go halves, but back then it was like way too much money for us. Next time I checked the chart, it was like 18,000. And then got into it properly around 2020. Did some actual research, put some money into Matic, made some money on there. Fast forward to when I found Squid Grow. Same story with you guys. Found Evergrow. Made some money and then lost a lot of money, being too greedy, as always. And then mindlessly scrolling on Twitter, I came across Squid Grow. I don't know how, but I found it. Liked the logo, had a look at the TG, found out that it was the Shiba whale that started it. I had heard about this story through other people, and I was like, okay. Really liked the sentiment, and then I found out it actually was the dude. So it kind of went all in from there, from listening to a lot of AMAs, and then it just dawned upon me that it felt like the first time, I heard about Shiba yonks ago, but I didn't get into it till later. But this project feels like the first project I've actually gotten into really early, like a project that's actually going to do something, not just pump and dump like we've all done in the past and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really loving like what's been happening and what's going on. I'm excited. I really love the sentiment that nobody gets to hear any dates or anything like that, because as some of us know, like we've been in projects before where they tell us a date where they're going to release something, the date comes and, oh, it's an excuse. And then the next date, oh, it's another excuse. And it just kind of devalues the project as a whole. And I'm pretty sure like Dub and Shib and Dane, you guys already know this. So it's really good that you guys stick to your guns with the whole like no dates and stuff like that. And the last thing is like all the money goes, well, obviously most of the tech, all of it goes to liquidity. So that's like that's one big thing that I've been learning in the last like year and a half with all this kind of stuff. Because being a newbie, you'd see like, oh, 2% goes to marketing and 1% goes to the team, and you know, it's just like that usually goes nowhere. But this project has been one of the best projects I've been in the last like 6-7 months. So I'm really like proud to be a part of this whole project. And if you're like brand new to this project, like you should be fucking excited, all right?
Awesome, Sash. So good to hear from you.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm a bit out of breath. I literally, as soon as you accepted me, just as I like jumped on the treadmill. So yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know exactly who Sesh is, he is the artist that's made all those videos. You know, all the rap videos, the Squid Grow videos. So, you know, check him out, give him a follow.
Yeah, man, that's like the best show that I can do is just kind of use my skills that I have, because I am, yeah, as Papa was saying, I am like a professional recording artist, been signed to Universal, Warner's, all of that stuff, traveled the world doing tours and stuff like that. And, you know, this is the first project or anything that I've been a part of where I genuinely wanted to make content to try and help push and promote, especially down here in the Southern Hemisphere, you know, try to do whatever I can. I like now do like silly comedy like content, and I try to wear all of my Squid Grow merch that I've done up myself and all those videos as well, just to get little subliminal pushes here and there. But yeah.
That's awesome, man. It's awesome. We definitely appreciate having you as part of this community.
Papa, I got a question for you, bro.
What's up, man?
How come like it always sounds like you're standing on the side of the highway?
Oh, okay. Well, because I'm not allowed to smoke in the house anymore. So when I go out front, I mean, it doesn't sound like that now because I'm in the house. When I go out front, I am basically standing on the side of the highway. My house is right off the side of, it's, you know, not an interstate, but it is a highway, and it's very busy. Lots of logging trucks and everything. I'm out in the country, so yeah, that's why.
No, yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Sash. Thanks for coming up. We've got Tim Randall requesting, so I'll put you up. Tim, you can speak now.
Yo, do you mind if I just ask one question?
Of course.
Sheep, were you in the military?
No comment.
Okay. All right. I'll shut up now.
That's been asked and answered. The answer before was no comment.
All right. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't plan on getting, you know, personal on my early days. You know, it would possibly allow somebody to, you know, try to track me down.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Mad support for the troops, though. Randall, you got anything else to add? Any other questions?
Were you in the military?
I was, yeah, man. 11 Bravo.
Nice, man. Thanks for your service.
All good, bro.
But yeah, do you have any other like Squid Grow related questions?
Yeah, a lot, bro. But you like, I know you guys try to keep a hush, so I'm on board. That's all I know. I like what's going on here, so not much of a public speaker.
That's all good.
Definitely takes some getting used to.
Yeah, I hear you.
It really does. But yeah, man, as long as you're on board, that's all that matters. Great to have you here.
Appreciate it, man. I
All right.
I follow Elon Musk a lot, man. He's he reminds me a lot of Sheep. Back in the early days when he was with PayPal and shit, and he's coming up as an entrepreneur, and just the way he taught people and the way he speaks to people, it reminds me a lot of Sheep, man. So I admire you just the same way that I admire Elon Musk.
Well, that's greatly appreciated, man. He's a giant in this space, in this world. So I mean, that's flattering. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
I think Elon is Shiptoshi in his early days. Shiptoshi has grown up, and he's got his family. Obviously, Elon has his family too, but Elon still has the child complex, in my opinion. So that's with that said, Shiptoshi is greater than Elon.
Okay, with that said, we're gonna take Squid Tower. Bring Squid Tower up.
After that, I would love to have Punisher come up. He is definitely still here and listening, and giving tons of reacts.
So look, we've got one other person requesting at the moment, James King. So I might bring him up, and then we can hand it. If the Punisher wants to say some words, he can come up as well, and then we might start to kind of slowly wrap it up. I'm not sure how long we've been here, but it's definitely a couple of hours. So I'll bring up James. James, you're good to go. Just unmute yourself.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
We can.
All right. No way, man. I just wanted to we've been going at this for a while. I just wanted to say, man, I love this community. The day that I discovered Squid Grow, man, a lot of things changed about how I look at this bear market, man. It's been an easier ride, because I didn't feel as hard as I should have felt this bear market, but it's been a nice journey. It's been a nice ride, and I'm just excited for what's about to come, man. I love everything you guys do. I love the way everything's executed. I think you guys have an amazing team. We got an amazing leader, and yeah, man, keep at it, man. We're with you, man. Squid Grow Army, let's grow.
Awesome, James. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Hey. All right. Punisher, if you're around, did you want to say something? Like it's totally up to you, but the floor is yours if you want it.
If you do want to speak, buddy, just request.
Maybe not today. Okay. Oh, good. Well, look, Dane, did you have some, final touches you wanted to speak on?
I don't know if I can test.
Yeah, you're good.
No, I think that's it, man. I just spent the last 10 minutes trying to figure out how to get Twitter Spaces on desktop, only to realize that it's delayed by like 2 seconds. So that was a fail. But it was good listening to everybody come up, and I think there's a lot of good questions asked too. I liked getting some insight in particular into what Shibtoshi was doing in that gap between finding Bitcoin and Squid Grow. To me, just putting myself in his shoes, I think I can resonate a lot with that. The fact that he's here now, back in crypto, where kind of it all started, is awesome. And I think the future is bright with Shib at the helm, and with this team, this community, as you've heard from today. That's exactly the ingredients you need to build something very, very special. And it just takes time. You can't rush creation. And when you talk about building utilities, it is creation. That's development, right? And that takes time. And if you want to do things the right way, the way people deserve in this project, the way people expect of us, you've got to make sure that all those possible security holes are closed and everything is perfect in a way. You can't really be perfect, but you want to get as close to it as possible, and that's what we'll strive for. We touched on marketing. We touched on pretty much everything, and it was just, I think, a long overdue session today with the community and you guys all here hanging out that we need to do. You probably noticed over the past basically 2-3 months, we did a couple of AMAs where we crossed over, with certain communities for some interesting exposure and tried that experiment. But at the end of the day, just hanging out here on a brutal, bearish day with the community, I think we had roughly about 120 to 150 people this entire time. So we were able to turn out as big as the crowd on our own as we were in most of those spaces. So I hope we can do this more often. I like just chilling with the community, getting some updates, even if they're small. It's nice. It's nice to know that you're not alone, and that there's a lot of people holding the floor with you in this community, and we're part of something special that has a very bright future. I think there's one final thing, Shib, it might be interesting to touch on.
Hey, Dane, just you've gone robot again. You went robot a little bit ago, but I was enjoying what you were saying. So
Let's just let them power through it.
Last thing. I'll let you touch on the ship. Talk about the Versa, the expansion of Squid Grow.
Yeah, fair enough. So for some time now, obviously we're Squid Grow, and what do squids do? They grow to substantial sizes. They often, attack things that are larger than them, to try to eat them essentially. So for some time, we've talked in the background about going around and acquiring other projects, and we've been in talk with projects for some time, working on trying to acquire them, and Versa was privy to this because we've worked with Versa, in the past. They've done auditing for us and so on and so forth. And it was kind of, proposed to me that, we absorb Versa. I can't attest to, what has gone on in their community or development or anything of that nature. But after we started talking to the owners of Versa, we decided that Versa would be the first project that we absorbed. The benefits to that is obviously we are growing our community. We are pumping the chart. Liquidity is being gained because the buy pays liquidity. But, I am actively going around seeking out projects to absorb. Some of them are monstrous and others smaller. obviously some of the bigger projects, it would definitely take some finessing to actually absorb that, but I think it could definitely be done. But without going into too much detail on that, that's something that we are actively seeking. So anybody listening to this space or hears this recording, if you know of a project that isn't necessarily doing well, or the dev teams have ran out of direction or funding, throw us out there to them and see if there's interest in possibly us absorbing their community. It's something that I'm actively seeking out to do. I think it's something that's different in this space, and we're gonna just continue to grow our community, with marketing and utilities, but also absorbing other projects as well. Dane, you can touch on, kind of some additional benefits to this if I have overlooked any.
I think my mic's messed up. Is it still bad?
Yeah, it's still pretty bad.
Okay, I'll let someone else take that.
I didn't realize I was unmuted the whole time. I walked outside and there was a big truck rolling by.
No, no, you were good, Papa. I think you covered it. You covered it well.
And real quick, if we happen to have anybody from the Versa community listening, I'd love to get you up and just kind of talk about your experience with it, what your thoughts on it was, that type of thing. If there's anybody listening from the Versa community. Okay, in regards to the absorbing other projects, I think that kind of narrows it down, and we'll answer some questions. I think it's a bullish move myself, and I think it's very beneficial to the community in many different ways. Yeah.
Do you want to touch on maybe whether we're just absorbing the holders or the utilities itself?
Yeah, sure. So with the Versa situation, I absorbed their liquidity, obviously, and their holders. It's very dependent on the project. If I feel that maybe we can utilize the utilities that they have developed, I can obtain those. But my views on that is, that's a utility that another set of devs made. I am unfamiliar with the process of how it was created, and it seems relatively unsafe to me to try to take on somebody else's utilities and purpose them for my community. So a lot of these projects that we were talking to, I'm not interested in their utilities or what they have. As far as that goes, I am acquiring the community and the liquidity.
100%. And you have said it before that you're not doing third party stuff. You're only building in house. After
100, yeah, 100%. We had a very early misstep in the early days, and I think majority of the community are familiar with that. But those that are not, very early days, I think week 1, week 2, community requested that they would like to see some kind of lottery within our project, and developing a lottery contract was going to take several weeks. We outsourced to a reputable dev house to obtain a lottery contract that was Surtech audited. The oversight on my end is, although the initial contract was audited by Surtech, after we gained ownership of that contract, I did not have it audited, and as a direct result to that, there was a backdoor in the lottery code, and 12 of my community members were affected by that breach. We were able to track it down relatively quick over the period of a couple of days. Papa Stonks helped me greatly with that by getting the people that were affected into a room, and I initiated a buy on the chart and reimbursed everybody for the losses that they incurred on that. But with that said, it has given me extreme PTSD from trying to utilize something that somebody else has developed.
Yeah, I don't want to go through that again either.
Yeah, and that's why we develop everything in-house. Obviously, there's ways that we could move things along a little faster, by, acquiring something that's been built already. But, you know, where I would not be familiar with the process, nor would I know the devs that actually develop that. And I trust my dev team. And although, some of these things take time, when I put it out, I can sleep peacefully at night, knowing that, you know, um, I've got the best team possible and most trustworthy team, building these different things. And then, obviously, we don't just go off of my trusted devs. Obviously, we audit everything that is made after that for additional security because, there could be an oversight from the dev, not necessarily a backdoor, but some kind of loophole type of thing where, a community member could possibly manipulate something. You just never know these types of things. So that's why security is so important. And we have several audits at this point, and that's kind of my focus, And I remember the lottery breach. I was actually at Disneyland when it occurred and straight ran out of the park to the hotel to my computer to try to start sorting this out. Just left everybody in the park. So,
Yeah, 100%. I think you called me right after that, and I got on trying to track some of these things. But as far as the absorption goes, um, is there any kind of like vetting process, for the holders of these projects? Say somebody wants to be absorbed, so they're going to put their liquidity in and expect to get their holders airdropped. But is there any vetting process to find out if some of those holders were airdropped, large amounts, and not paid for? And if
yeah, obviously everything is on chain. Obviously with Versa, it was relatively easy because I believe they had like 170 holders. But yeah, we've got team. I mean, you're familiar with the team we have in the background that help oversee blockchain. So definitely, we take a look at that stuff. We exclude any team wallets, airdropped wallets, unless there's some sort of like pre-sale or whitelisting, private sale type of thing that they actually did purchase their tokens in. You know, any massive amounts of wallets or any massive wallet, obviously we're going to look into, substantially, and just do the best to our ability. But at the end of the day, if they are an investor and they paid for their tokens, some way, somehow, they will be airdropped. But we do our best, and I'm not saying that it's perfect, but we do the best of to our ability to vet that type of thing. And I think the Versa absorption went off without a hitch. Obviously, Versa, I suggested to Versa how I would propose it to work, and they put out an announcement, give their community a couple days to sell their position in their project if they choose to do so, and if they remain, they understand that liquidity will be removed at this date and this time. And Versa team initiated the buy on the chart. They paid tax on it, and they held the possession of the Squid tokens until the numbers were finalized by both parties. Obviously, we took snapshots. We took snapshots on our end. They took snapshots on their end. We compared the numbers. There was a slight delusion of dollar amount. For their holders, it was not much, but they were diluted a slight bit. And after all the numbers were finalized, I took possession of the Squid tokens and then initiated the mass airdrop.
Awesome. Yeah, 100%, man. Obviously, I already knew the answer to that. I just wanted to kind of get it out there for everybody else.
Yep. All right. Well, with that said, I think we want to wrap. Okay. All right. Well, with that said, I think we are going to wrap the space up. As I was saying, RDub and I had a couple of things that we got to do today. Now it's getting a little later in the day, so now it's crunch time. But yeah, we're gonna jump off and conclude the space at this point in time.
I will just say quickly, I know there's a couple of people still requesting. As Shib said, any of those Versa people, we actually do want to hear from you. We want to hear what your experience has been with this whole kind of acquisition process. So if you could reach out to Shib or I in DMs if you are here listening today, or if you listen to the recording, we just want to see how the process was for the holders so that we can refine it as best as possible for any future acquisitions as well. But yeah, with that said, we will wrap it up here. I'm sorry for anyone else that is requesting. It's been probably over 3 hours at this point. But we will line up another Squid Grow space again soon. So we'll keep you guys posted, and obviously that'll come up both on Twitter and in the Telegram. So until then, everyone have a good day and a good night, and we'll see you soon.
It's been a great one, guys. See you all soon.
Take care, guys. Thank you for coming out.
Let's fucking grow.